In the wake of what we hope was a happy Thanksgiving, the tryptophan has diminished, and the first-place Monsters are ready to host the always tough Toronto Marlies on a Black Friday at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Well, hi again, everybody. Welcome inside our Bally Sports broadcast booth alongside my partner, Brad Thiessen. I'm Tony Brown. Well, Tease, the Monsters are playing their best hockey of the season recently, and they're coming off a two-game sweep down in Charlotte where goaltending was key in both games.
Yeah, it was. Wednesday night, Jack Greaves, 39 saves, second star performance to pick up his 8th win of the season, which leads the league. Monday night, it was Pavel Cheyenne with the big first star performance, so both goalies really performing this week.
Absolutely. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Jock Callender, over at the Joe Tate Perch. And Jock, the Monsters had 2 wins, but a better performance on Wednesday in comparison to Monday.
Yeah, they got outshot quite a bit early on there and on the Monday night game, but good teams find ways to win. Your goaltending will hold you in for a little while, and then this offense can pounce at any time. We've seen that.
Well, if you talk about offense, you must be talking about Emil Bemstrom. In just 4 games with the Monsters, he's now your new team leader in goals with 7, and he's got 3 consecutive games, Tees, with 2 goals each. He's dominating right now.
Yeah, he's got the hot stick right now for sure. 7 goals since he's been back on only 15 shots, so almost a 50% shooting percentage, and it doesn't take long for that puck to be on his stick and off and find the back of the net.
So it's not just Bemstrom, though. How about the Monsters' top line? In their last 3 games, they're over 20 combined points. Now, Emil Bemstrom has a lot to do with that, but Kent Johnson as well has been consistently contributing. Also, Mikhail Pucha getting a great opportunity to play alongside those 2 dynamic playmakers who really are something that Monster fans have not seen in Cleveland, maybe ever. They're that good. All right, let's take a look now, Tease, at how the Monsters can be built for success in tonight's game, presented by our friends at Rocket Mortgage. What do you got?
Yeah, after those 2 wins this week, the Monsters find themselves in first place in the North Division. Toronto's right behind them, 3 points back, so it's going to be a big weekend here against the Marlies. And then Pavel Cheyenne, he's gone 2-0-1 in his last 3 starts, starting to find his form here this season. Look for another good performance from him tonight.
Round 1 of 8 between the Monsters and always one of the toughest teams in the North Division, the Toronto Marlies, comes your way next, along with thoughts from Monsters head coach Trent Vogelhuber. The opening face-off is next on Bally Sports Great Lakes.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a pharmacist for Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a healthcare provider, good listener, and a problem solver. I've been a pharmacist for Drug Mart for over 30 years, and that's a long time to get to know your patients. And each week we hear as many concerns as there are patients. Just the other day, I special ordered a medication for Mrs. Briscoe, just to make sure she didn't miss a dose. I'm proud that our patients trust me with their pharmacy needs, and I promise that Discount Drug Mart will always be there for you.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Discount Drug Mart, the store that saves you the runaround, and by SeatGeek. SeatGeek handles the tickets so Monsters fans can fan. SeatGeek.
And welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I'm Kenny Rhoda, just outside the Monsters locker room, where head coach Trent Vogelhuber getting his team ready for tonight's big game against the Toronto Marlies. But earlier, we had a chance to catch up with Coach, and we talked to him about those 2 huge wins at Charlotte earlier this week.
There played a solid, structured game, pretty even. That's a team. It's a good team that plays really well at home. I think they were 5-1 at home coming into that weekend. So, or 2-game set rather. So, really good road effort. Everybody involved defended pretty well. Again, pretty even game against 2 pretty solid teams. And I like that we took advantage of our opportunities and obviously found a way to win.
Of course, you guys are focused on yourselves, but Toronto, year over year, seems to be a really tough challenge in this league. So what are some of the things you guys are talking about this morning?
Yeah, tons of skill like they always have. And they can make you pay on their offensive side. So we have to be very aware coming up the ice, they can make you pay off the rush. They can make you pay in their offensive zone with lots of chaos. So going to have to be detailed coming back into our zone, as well as our defensive zone structure, adding a little bit of physicality and edge to kill some of those plays as they want to make them and get creative. So we know it's going to be a good challenge for us, as good of an offensive team as we'll probably face. So hopefully we're up for the challenge.
So, Coach, hoping his team can stay hot here tonight, get a home victory, make it 3 wins in a row. Tony, up to you.
Well, thank you very much, Kenny Rhoda, and we are going to take a look now at our starting goaltenders in today's game. Pavel Chayan, he's been outstanding lately, coming off his best appearance of the year, no question about it. 31 saves on Monday in a 3-1 win in Charlotte, 2-1-1 in 5 appearances. But Dennis Hildeby's numbers for the Marlies, outstanding. Leads the league with a 1.51 goals against and a 941 save percentage. 2 shutouts already. He's 3-2-1 in 6 appearances this year. So these goaltenders both are playing some great hockey here lately. And we'll look to see more good things from Pavel Chayan as the Monsters look sharp, Tease, in those black uniforms, wearing them at home for the first time. But Pavel really starting to make folks take notice here.
Yeah, he has. He's taken advantage of the opportunities he's gotten lately and pushing for more starts. And with the amount of games that the Monsters have been playing lately, you need 2 goalies going, and the Monsters do right now.
There's a look at John Gruden, head coach for the Toronto Marlies. And on the other side, Trent Vogelhuber for Cleveland in the midst of his 2nd season, getting the smelling salts going there. Great shot from the guys downstairs as Vogues looks to set the tone here, as do the Monsters. It's the biggest crowd of the season here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and everybody's wearing black for the blackout, including the team. First time these uniforms have been seen here in this building, and Cleveland's going to start in terms of personnel here in front of Chayan with their quote-unquote second line. It's Brendan Gaunce, the captain, flanked by Carson Meyer and Trey Fix-Wolanski on defense, Nick Blankenberg and Stanislav Svozil, the precocious rookie for the first-place Monsters. There you have them, atop the North Division standings, Toronto in 4th place, but every team essentially in the mix this time of year. The puck is down at center. We're underway in the first period of this one as the draw controlled by Cleveland and Svozil. Outlets ahead to Fix-Wolanski. Backing into the zone here. The Monsters have the puck loose to Myers. He fired one wide to the left on Hildeby, and now it's around past Svozil at the left point back to the Cleveland zone. Tease, what can you tell us about Dennis Hildeby?
Well, it's a good challenge for the Monsters tonight. A guy that's 6'6". He's a rookie coming over from Sweden, just drafted a couple years ago by the Maple Leafs. And like you said before, he's had a real strong start to the season. So Monsters got to put a lot of pucks, a lot of bodies to him, getting his eyes, because at 6'6", he takes up a lot of the net.
Yeah, he's a big guy for sure. Puck out of play for a quick stoppage. Let's take a look at our injury and scratch report presented by the UH Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute. You'll see it on your screen there. 3 injuries for Cleveland. Josh Dunn dealing with a lower body injury. Stephane Matteau out with an upper body. Tyler Angle still week to week with a lower body injury. 3 healthy scratches. Number 20, Samuel Canazgo. Number 34, Cole Clayton. Number 37, Roman Ashan, who was called up from ECHL Cincinnati late yesterday. And number 65, Luca Del Bel Belouz, out of the lineup for Cleveland here today. Puck work now for the Monsters into the right side of their D zone. Sweezy tries to play it out and can't. Here's Solo for Toronto, trying to work his way down the slot. Lost control of the puck, and now it'll be fed to Bemstrom as Bemstrom tried to deflect to center and couldn't do it. Abrazizi steps away, but gobbling it up on the right post is Chayan, and we'll have another defensive zone faceoff coming up here for Cleveland. Well, we have an opportunity here. Want to remind you guys that if you think you know who's going to score first in tonight's game, play Guess the Goal, presented by Fubo. Your correct guess can score you a signed photo, plus a shot at tickets in a suite at a Monster game. Play Guess the Goal, presented by Fubo on the Monsters app during every home game. Just underway in the opening period here. Monsters getting to know the Toronto Marlies. Jock, it really doesn't matter season to season what the situation is with the Marlies as Cleveland ices the puck here. They're always a difficult team. They're always well coached, and they're always very deep. There always seem to be a ton of players on the roster. What do you say, Tease? Really, this team every season poses a challenge to the rest of the division.
Yeah, they are. They're always near the top. They're always hunting for that first place spot, and they, like you said, they carry a lot of players. They really use their East Coast League affiliate and stack the roster. So up and down the lineup, they're definitely pretty solid and pretty deep.
I think you're with us now, Jock Callender. What do you have to say? I mean, Toronto, seriously, every time they get together with the Monsters, it's always a tough challenge.
Here between the Marlies And the Monsters, and never used to be early on in the Monster years, it wasn't in the same division, and it still was a rivalry, and now this same division, it even makes it more so.
Dumping into the offensive zone was Max Ellis there for Toronto. We're coming up on 2 minutes gone in the first period. Out of the left corner of his own zone, this is Christensen shuttling ahead. Now the puck deflects back into that left corner of the Cleveland zone. Blandisi hit hard there by Corson Coolmans. Nice feed to his centerman. This is Hunter McCown. Found James Malatesta. He'll dump it in. Sillinger playing in that spot that has belonged to Luca Del Belbaluz in recent games, but Luca gets the night off. And so it's Sillinger, McCown on this line alongside James Malatesta. Quick shot there and a save for Cheyenne. Easy pickings for him as that was offered by Josiah Slavin. But already it's been a pretty physical start to this game as the Monster is trying to assert themselves against a new opponent, Brad.
Yeah, Hunter McCown laying the body out there, which is good to see, getting involved in that first shift of the game. Nice play by Corson Coolman on the breakout there, finding center ice, just showing some poise that he's got and confidence in his puck playing abilities.
Left side defensive zone. Coolman's one of those players in the Monsters decor this year, battling for playing time. Sam Kanozko's in that situation. Some other guys too. It's a good problem to have depth, and to have internal competition for playing time this deep into the season is nothing but beneficial.
No, it has. Something that the Monsters haven't really had the last couple of years. So, right now it's guys that are out of the lineup that maybe don't deserve to be out of the lineup, but good to have that competition.
Going to have our first power play of the hockey game here as a penalty has been assessed, and it looks like Cleveland's Marcus Bjork is guilty here. We'll take a look at the infraction. And Jock, what do you think? Hooking right there? He got his stick over the hands of the shooter.
Yeah, anytime you touch the hands of the stick, it's pretty well automatic. The Monsters have been better on the PK as of late, so hopefully we can keep that trend going.
Power play for Toronto, usually a strong suit. Right now, 28th in the league, 13.2%. Monsters penalty kill 25th, just under 78%. Toronto works it to Abrazizi, left circle. His shot stopped by Cheyenne, and then a follow-up was also denied by Pavel as he moved from his right to his left. Now on a short-handed basis, here comes Gauntz into the O-zone, but ending up with the puck there is Max Lajoie, and he'll stride out to center, connect with the captain Shaw for the Marlies. Now it bounces to the neutral zone for Abrazizi to settle things down, leaves for Lajoie, and we've already got 90 seconds. All that remains on this power play for the Marlies. They'll dump it in from center. Abrazizi sent it around the end boards, nudged by Sillinger, taking away. That was Christensen, and he'll coax this one all the way down. Giving chase is Justin Pearson here as we're across the 3-minute mark in this first period without a goal yet. Monsters' penalty kill has been vastly improved as of late, but really their power play's been the better of the two units here. But early in the season, and Trent has talked about numerous times this year on the penalty kill, you just have to keep the faith if you're not getting the results. You have to focus on the process. It's dumped in by Toronto. Monsters take, and Christensen scalds it 200 feet. This one bounces behind the Marlies net.
A lot of new guys on the penalty kill, and you got to move as a unit in your own end in the penalty kill, so it takes a little time sometimes to adjust.
Now the puck tossed in behind the Monsters' cage as Cheyenne fires one up the left side, and this one on a deflection goes into the netting and out of play. Hey fans, the Monsters would like to thank the University Hospital Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, the Vision Development Team, Ohio Center for Oral Surgery, and Bubanic Chiropractic for being the official medical team of the Cleveland Monsters. Doing a great job. Also like to shout out the Monsters athletic training staff, Tom Borden, the head athletic trainer, and Seth Campbell, his assistant, doing outstanding work. Just those 3 injuries right now for Cleveland. Staying healthy is a huge part of success in this league, in any league, every year. Monsters up ahead, still short-handed, left circle. Sillinger's shot deflects away, but it was Blankenberg that pushed that forward. And now, stepping out of his defensive zone, this is the Marlies' Max Lajoie. Feeds off on the right side. Carried by Holmberg behind the goal line. He gets hauled down by Blankenberg. Play allowed to continue as Sweezy couldn't clear. Left point now, Lajoie goes D to D, right side. This is Shaw, right circle, fires, and he tried to go to the stick side of Cheyenne and missed. Out of the box is Bjork and the Monsters, an early 1-for-1 on the PK.
Good job by the Monsters there on that first penalty kill. Pavel comes up with a couple big saves early, and Monsters don't allow the Marlies to get set up the rest of the way.
15-20 left in the opening period. Shots 3-1 for Toronto. Marlies take their time in breaking out. Here's Lajoie with a long feed forward. This to Zach Solo. He lost his footing. He's hounded by Bemstrom. The puck back to Coolmans inside the Cleveland line. He'll go up the right side of center. Nudged by Mikhail Pucha, but the puck is free and onto the stick of Joseph Blandisi. He gets it deep to the left corner of the Monsters zone. Cleveland retrieves swiftly. This is Coolmans to Bemstrom. He goes tape to tape with Kent Johnson, and a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Johnson fires and rips it just wide of that glove side of Hildeby.
Yeah, KJ usually likes to pass that puck, but he's got a good shot too and just missed that high glove side.
So now we've got a whistle for a puck played with a free hand. Go ahead, Jock.
I like that there, him shooting there. The defenseman took the pass away from Pitchy and he almost hit it.
Yeah, Kent Johnson has been putting the puck in the net too. I mean, he's got 8 appearances for Cleveland under his belt this year, 4 goals, so half a goal per game, 14 points already for Kent Johnson, the second leading scorer on the club in just 8 outings.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch, and when we talk about his shot, there's no one who stays on the ice longer than shooting pucks than Kent Johns. So
Monsters up ice into the O zone as Meyer swivels behind the net. Here's Sweezy to retrieve left wall. Bails on the backhand below the goal line. This one will be swatted out to Fix-Wolansky. Got away with one there on that left point. And the puck comes back to McCown, covering inside the Cleveland zone. He hits Bjork. And the pass comes out to the neutral zone. Meyer will settle it. Rink wide, Fix-Wolansky drops off McCown. He'll fire, save Hildeby. Fix-Wolansky took a baseball hack at it. And now he will settle this puck down along the right wall. Dropped it off for Hunter McCown. Then it's stripped off his stick and turned forward by Josiah Slavin. And a big hit there as down went Slavin with contact from Fix-Wolansky as the crowd responds.
Great hit by Trey, shoulder to shoulder. Slavin had his head down, and that's what happens.
Low center of gravity for Trey Fix-Wolansky. Here's Nick Blankenberg now trying to hold this puck inside the offensive blue line. Back to Svozil. Svozil plays it off the wall, but that was read nicely by Astra Simone. And now taken away and forced up the left wing side. Butler will deflect out to center. It was Ellis rather. Now the Monsters into the O-zone. A 2-on-1. Pearson fires. Save made by Hildeby. Rebound into the corner. And the rookie Butler tried to connect with Svozil left point. Now into the offensive zone. Long shot and a hard hit absorbed by the shooter. That was Mastra Simone. And Blankenberg put him on his wallet as the physical tone continues to be set early. Monsters, Bally scoreless in the first on Bally Sports Great Lakes. I know, that was perfect. No score at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on Black Friday between the Monsters and Toronto Marlies. Hey folks, if you want to win 2 free tickets to a future Monsters home game, hop on the app they used to call Twitter and send me a question at Tony Brown PxP. You got to use that Ask the Booth hashtag, but if you do that and we pick your question to answer on the air in our second intermission, you win. It's our Ask the Booth question of the night. Back alongside Brad Thiessen, Jock Callender, and Kenny Rhoda. Tony Brown with you on the Monsters Hockey Network. Face-off controlled by Cleveland. Here's Coolmans with a pass behind Meyer on the offensive blue line. Delayed offside. Cleveland tags at center, and Toronto will counter. Petronero dropped it back, and now entering the O-zone. This one cut and offered towards Bellows in that left circle. It came originally from Pontus Holmberg. The Monsters now possess. This is Coolmans, the one-time Wisconsin Badger. Up the wall, it's held in on the right point. Swatted there by Mikko Kokkonen. Back to Kokkonen, now he'll leave it. Shaw, one-timer, that one got a piece of somebody on its way to the net, trickled wide of Pavel Chayan. Here's Bellows now, turning, firing, that one off the legs in front of the net there of Holmberg. Holmberg now picks up for the Marlies on his forehand, and his pass is between the defensemen, and so it sends to center Petronero as the Marlies regroup. 12:35 to play in the first period. Monsters back in their own zone. The sure-handed Jake Christensen goes around the kick plate to the left wall, and McCown. Puck betrayed him, turned over, quick shot, saved by Cheyenne. And he's able to hold on to it there. He wasn't sure where the puck was for a moment, but he found it and got the whistle.
Yeah, Monsters not quite clean on that shift, trying to get out of their own zone. That one was a rim around the boards by Christensen to McCown. He just couldn't handle it, giving the Marlies forward a good opportunity to shoot.
Faceoff will come to the left side of Pavel Cheyenne. Middle stages of a quick-moving first period here. 12:23 left in the frame. Draw one back by the Marlies. Dragging right point. It's fed left side. Lajoie, and that one deflected halfway down the slot. Great reaction from Cheyenne. Got his right toe to the right post in time. Back behind the net now. Unable to grab it was Abrazizi. Now McCown deflects one out to center, and that one lunged for by Owen Sillinger, but all the way back down to Hildeby, and the goaltender will feed it up the left wing boards. And the Marlies spirit this one out through the neutral zone. Back to grab it in his own end. Billy Sweezy, the one-time Yale Bulldog for the Monsters. Sweezy will gallop up and out of the zone as he gets it to Malatesta at center. Great pass, goes tape to tape with Sillinger. And the zone entry now, sloughed down the wall, hoping for McCown, taken by Toronto. This one punched up by Solo, and now settled onto the stick first of Topi Niemela, and now back to his partner Lajoie.
Marley's defense are really pinching in the offensive zone, and the Monsters have actually got 3 2-on-1 so far because of it. They just got to be really strong on the walls and get that puck out, and they should have some open rushes.
11:15 left in the first. Monsters looking for that first goal. Right now the puck into their zone though, and here's Blankenberg behind the net. He'll swoop up the right side. Pass goes off the shaft to the stick of Johnson. Down the center circle. Astro Simone got it back inside his defensive zone. Miller played it to his partner Riffai, and now watch out, sent in front by Blandisi, but fanning on that chance was Master Simone. So the Monsters dodge a bullet. Long shot, this time rattled off the end wall. Now it's Johnson, pokes one up to center. Here's Bemstrom, tried to play
there
it
was
to the
another
middle of the
chance right
ice.
there for the 2-on-1, Jock.
Yeah. Get that chip off the wall, you're going to be gone. They're very aggressive.
10:42 now left in this first period. Monsters and Marlies here with the shot. 6-3 Toronto. There's a good look at Emil Bemstrom. I mean, it's incredible what he's been able to do since coming down from Columbus. And that guy right there, Trent Vogelhuber, has just so many options in the forward group, really throughout the lineup this year, and that extends to the goal crease too. It's a great feeling as a coach, I would imagine.
Yeah, having that kind of depth in your lineup and having to make those decisions, it's tough sometimes, but those are good problems to have for a coach for sure.
This is probably the best puck-moving defenseman that the Monsters have ever had. Blankenberg, Christensen, Kuhlmans,
Svozil. List goes on.
Yeah. Bjork.
Sammy Knozko, left side D-zone here. Monsters, though, working a big scrum as Butler leaned on by a couple of Marlies, and now it's up the wall. And forced back onto the stick of Justin Pearson. Pearson to Kuhlmans. He'll pivot ahead. Corson Kuhlmans finds traction to the neutral zone, and he carries all the way into his offensive zone before the puck is captured by Kokkonen for Toronto. Already halfway through the period. Monster swat from the neutral zone. Fix Wolanski tries to get past a man, but the puck was not on his stick in the process. Now it's Shaw at center. He'll ratchet this one around the Monsters' end boards. Deflects back, right point. Stepping down, it's Niemela. Now it's through the slot. Sweezy tried to connect with Gauntz. It hit his shin pads and now tracks on net as Hildeby there is able to spit that puck free, and play goes forward. Bouncing into the Cleveland zone, this is Bjork up the wall. Following the play, though, was Holmberg, and he'll carry down behind the Monsters' net. Fell to his knee, shoved by Gauntz. Here's Bellows behind the Cleveland cage. Out to the right point, Niemela. D-to-D left side, this is Lajoie. Out to the center point, Shaw for the Marlies. On his forehand, spins and fires, but confidently in position was Cheyenne as Sweezy is battling with Holmberg after the whistle.
A nice job by Cheyenne with Holmberg standing right in front. No rebound laying around, and Billy Sweezy taking care of him.
We'll step aside. More first period action coming up. Plenty of nastiness. Will we find some goals? Let's find out together after this on Bally Sports Great Lakes.
All season long, the Cleveland Monsters for our country through the Hockey for Heroes program. Today we have Brian Friedman and Aaron Solman from the United States Army. Please join us in welcoming them to the game and thanking them for their service. And now, Amanda is up in Loudville. What's going on up there, Amanda?
I sure am, Dad. I am up here in Loudville in the brew house. Getting this party started with DJB. So anybody who's ready to party tonight at our Black Friday party, let me hear you.
Welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I'm Kenny Rhoda. Here's what's coming your way during the first period intermission. I'll grab one of the Monsters players as they come off the ice. We'll break down the first period of play. Could Cleveland be getting a professional women's soccer team? We'll tell you about that. Plus, we'll take a look at the stats and the highlights from the first period. But for right now, we go back upstairs to Tony Brown.
Thank you very much, Kenny. And the Monsters here, outshot at the moment 7-4, but scoreless with Toronto in search of offense in this first period. Lots of energy at the Fieldhouse tonight. This time the Marlies win the draw. Big drive, right point, that from Topi Niemela. Fought off by Cheyenne. Monsters escape. McCown at center. Hits Malatesta. He's got wheels. Fires. That one on for a save by Hildeby. And the puck around the perimeter here. Nudged by McCown. Out for Bjork to grab it in front of his own bench. And Marcus now smothered by a couple of Marlies as the puck is back. First for Niemela, then Lajoie as the Marlies reconfigure. Toronto dumps in from center. That was played to that right corner of the Cleveland zone. Hard hit there as Sweezy collided with the opposition. The pass through the slot, now back below the goal line. That's McCown doing some rugged work deep in his defensive zone. Stick handling through a couple of different Toronto skaters, and now this is tapped off the glass by Sillinger. Reaching out there, unable to control it, was Petra Nero. Plays it to Abrazizi. Now it's dumped in by Kokkonen. Around the end boards and behind the net, this is Cheyenne going up the left side. Kent Johnson played it behind the Monster goal line. Blankenberg quick to extract. Spins that compass dial north, and the pass off the skates of Johnson. Back for Kokkonen to sprint and carry behind the Marley cage. 7:50 to go in the first. Monsters trying to get some ozone time here. It's Bemstrom off to the right point for Blankenberg. Steps down the wall, base to the right circle, tries to go to the short side there from a sharp angle off the outside of the net. The threat continues here. Bemstrom has it now, left wall, down low, past Blankenberg. Here's Johnson. Kent Johnson now from behind the cage. Sends a pass to the center blue. Pucha kicks it. Held in by Sposel. Awfully nice play there on the backhand. And Blankenberg still down deep here. Gets it around the wall. Left point. Quick release. That was Pucha. Found Bemstrom into the corner. Battling there is Kokkonen. And the Monster forward Johnson. Back to the right point. Sposel, middle of the ice. This is Pucha. His spinning shot deflects high and out of play. But guys, that gives you a sense of what that top line can do in terms of possession.
Yes, top line's been a little quiet so far in this first period, but in that shift there, they controlled the puck. They were able to move around, release it from the corners, get it out to their D. Just not able to get pucks to the net.
And Jock, when you spend that much time in the O zone all in one fell swoop, it sends a message to the other team, right?
Yeah, I mean, you tire them out and stuff, but Toronto did a pretty good job with the stick on puck. They didn't get any real clean shots, but you get worn out if you're playing a lot of defense.
Draw right side, O zone for Cleveland. Marlies control it, however. Toronto played it onto the stick at Tommy Miller. Miller up ahead for Shaw. No fire on net, stick save Cheyenne. Follow up for Holmberg through the slot without incident. Right point, it's Miller. Now it's Riffai. Down from the left point, leaves it for Shaw. Shaw center blue, moving to his right. Banks one off the dasher. Ricochets down low past Bellows. Good job to take it out of his skates for Jake Christensen. And then Pearson picked up his head. You thought he would be hit. He delivered a hit on Shaw.
Pearson's a solid individual, and Shaw just found that out.
A lot of folks finding that out in the North Division this year. Up ice now, this is Christensen as he was fed by Coolmans, enters the offensive zone on the left wing, and he's taken down. Jake draws a penalty. Monsters gonna have their first power play here, 6:21 left in the opening period, and Cleveland with no score, a chance to change that. Real quick though, fans, if the Monsters are in the lead following the first period, Global Transport will donate $100 to the Monsters Community Foundation. Thanks to Global Transport for assisting us in supporting our community.
Yeah, Jake showed in that shift just why he's been such a good defenseman for the Monsters at both ends of the ice. Picked a pocket of the Marlies forward in the D zone to create a breakout, and then that time skated the puck up the ice, used his speed to go wide, and created a penalty by Lajoie.
So Lajoie for holding at 13:39. Monster power play, fourth best in the league, 24.1%, almost 27%. Second best in the league here at home. Here's a clearance for Toronto. Down ice, and the Monsters will head back to the drawing board here. The penalty kill for the Marlies, 17th league-wide, 83.3%. And here's Blankenburg quarterbacking this devastating top unit. Almost threaded the needle there to Gaunce, and then deflecting off his body as Hildeby tried to clear and couldn't. That was a close call.
Yeah, that almost went in on Hildeby.
Now turned over, but the Monsters quick to help out in the defensive zone. Fix-Polanski able to arrive before Blandisi could to that loose puck. Now Fix-Polanski gains the offensive blue line. Slides the puck to Bemstrom, left point. Backhand saucer flick to Blankenburg. Down low, it's Johnson. Johnson in front, and that one poked just wide by Gaunce. Now Fix-Polanski, the right wall, it's Johnson on his offhand. Johnson weaving, sends it to the doorstep. Gaunce in front, had his pass squelched by Miller, covered by Hildeby, and then Fix-Polanski garners some attention at the end of the play.
Yeah, Marlies weren't too happy with Trey sniffing around the crease there, but it's fun to watch this power play unit go to work. There's no pass that they're not willing to try, and that was close by Gaunce there. Blankenburg tried to spring him on a breakaway. Pass went off the end boards, and Hildeby decided to try and deflect it before Gaunce got to it.
You gotta love Fix-Polanski. He wasn't lurking around the crease. He just skated to the goal line there on Hildeby, and so Blandisi predictably responded.
That's what you got to do. You want to score goals, you got to get to the dirty areas there. Trey's not scared.
No, he is not. Second unit gets a look now. They've got 55 seconds left with which to work, looking for the game's first goal. Svozil from the right point, slides it down for Christensen, surveys his options, back to Stanislav Svozil. Long shot kicked off a couple of different things on its way to the net and wide. Monsters in the corner, tried to connect on the left point with Svozil, couldn't strip Shaw. Now racing back is Christensen to deal with the shorthanded Shaw. Spins and offers a backhander wide as he lost his footing in the process. Monsters have numbers if they accelerate here. It's McCown gaining the offensive blue line, taken away and cleared. And so, back to the defensive zone.
Yeah, Hunter tried to go 1-on-4 there, and it's not a good idea when you got bodies with you.
Especially on the power play, you don't want to keep going back for the puck.
Pucha flings to his left. Christensen scrapes it forward over the Toronto blue line. 4:25 left in the first. Puck deflects in front of the Marlies net. Fired off the glass and out to center. Pivoting, it's Svozil. He'll look for an option now from between his own circles. So we're down to just over 4 minutes left in the opening period. Here's Christensen. Gains the center ice red line, dumps it down deep. Miller is there, left corner. Around the end wall, Dylan Gambrell deflects this one out to the neutral zone and all the way to the Cleveland end of things where Svozil grabs it. So both teams 0 for 1 on the power play, 1 for 1 on the PK. We're back to full and even strength here. Shot from the right point, tipped right as it arrived for Chayan there as Abrazizi got a stick on the offering from Niemela, the defenseman, and now Cleveland will send a pass ahead. Christensen got it to Pearson, Pearson to Butler, Butler finds Sillinger, waits, fires, and just getting a piece was Hildeby on that rising Owen Sillinger shot.
Yeah, nice breakout play there by Christensen getting the puck up ice. Sillinger just missed the top corner.
That's a bad call right there. Pearson did a good job.
Like the puck was played with a free hand. That ends the threat. Will step away. 3:31 left in the first. Scoreless between the Monsters and Marlies on Bally Sports Great Lakes. Monsters nothing, Toronto Marlies nothing. First period action continuing at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and fans want to remind you not to miss Grow the Game Night presented by Cargill. It's coming up next Saturday, December the 2nd at 6 when the Monsters take on the Utica Comets. The first 2,500 kids receive a Kids Monsters jersey courtesy of Cargill, plus it's a Monsters Family Day presented by Castaway Bay. That means $6 Monsters kids meals that feature a hot dog, chips, and an ice cold Coca-Cola. Tickets start at $10 at clevelandmonsters.com.
Fan favorite mullet brothers making an appearance here tonight.
Took the words out of my mouth.
One guy doesn't want to get off the ice.
They've been gone a while, but part of the game night experience for the fans here at the Fieldhouse for years and years. They went away, now they're back. The Mullet Brothers, and I know they're having a good time. We saw them downstairs prior to the game. It's what they live for, Tease.
And the fans love it.
Yes, they do.
Great crowd here tonight too. It's you can feel the energy in the building. It's even before the game when the standings went up, you could hear a cheer when the fans saw the Monsters in first place, and you can tell they're here and excited about their team.
Absolutely. Goosebumps already a couple of times with this crowd swelling to meet the moment. We're just getting started. No score late in the first. Back to action here with the Monsters, feeding one up the right side of their own zone. Deflected pass there for Johnson, stays inside the Cleveland end. Now it's back to Blankenberg, grabs it off the wall. Met there by Blandisi. Blandisi tried to center it, now it's sent back left point. Here's Lajoie to his right, connects with Niemela, gets it back. Lajoie center point, waits and fires, and ran out of room. Blocking the shot was Bemstrom. He picks up the puck, his feed too far in front of Johnson, but off the defenseman, Kent will find it and dump it in.
The Marlies are really using the D in the offensive zone, looking for shots in traffic and some deflections as well. So nice job by Bemstrom there blocking that one.
From behind the net, patient as ever, it's Max Lajoie. Lajoie up the left side, drawing some boos from the fans who want to see this pace get pushed here. Out to center, it's Shaw, his pass across to keeper Bellows. Partially tipped deep into the Cleveland zone. Bellows tried the reverse hit there on Kuhlmans, who absorbed it well. Now Pucha shovels ahead at the end of his shift, trying to find Sillinger. It's dumped back to center. Kuhlmans ratchets it all the way down. No icing, delayed offside, washed on the Cleveland touch. 2:15 to go. Back behind the net of Pavel Chayan. The puck is forced to Kuhlmans. Then off the end boards onto the stick of Jake Christensen. Crowbars one up the left wing side. Played into the middle of the ice. Here's McCown. McCown hits the blue line. Weaving there, shoulder to shoulder with Shaw. Then he gets hit by Bellows. Pass to the weak side defenseman Sweezy. Takes Cleveland back to the neutralized area. And Billy will dump it in. 1:45 to go in the first. Monsters pick up a loose puck, and it's his first touch in the American League this year. Called up from Cincinnati. Prior to that Charlotte trip, Jake Gaudette drawing in as the fourth line center for the Monsters here tonight.
Jake back after a successful stint in Cincinnati, picking up 7 points in 10 games, and nice for him to jump right back in the lineup here at Cleveland.
Yeah, great to see him, the one-time national champion with UMass, and now Monsters in a dangerous position. Chayan came out of his net, and thankfully there was no angle for the shooter there in front of a wide-open cage. Cleveland then playing one near that right post, came back to Riffai, left point, goes to his right for Miller, taking over. This one carried by Slavin. Slavin has it back to Riffai and gets it again center blue. Now slides it for Miller. Long shot tracked wide. Off the end wall, comes back left point. Riffai down the wall again of Chinnikov into the middle. Quick release, and Southers couldn't dial it up as Chayan made the save.
Yeah, nice job by Pav there, shutting down the 5-hole.
Under a minute to go in the first period here. Right circle, it's Billy Sweezy to the middle of the ice. Now Gauntz. Gauntz hits the offensive blue line. This puck deflects into the air and behind the net in the Toronto zone. Played in against the grain by Niemela there. Monsters couldn't pick it up. Now they've taken a penalty as Fix Wolanski makes contact. The whistle sounds. Tripping's going to be the call. And Cleveland's going to spend the final 22 and 1/10 seconds of the period on the kill as Carson Meyer takes a seat. Here's a look at the replay. And that was an easy one for the officials to call.
Yeah, Carson headed straight for the box after taking the feed out from underneath the Marlies player there.
Swinging for the puck and missed the puck and followed through right through the feet.
Carson Meyer in the penalty box right now, but in about 22.1 seconds, he'll be with Kenny Rhoda at the end of the period, courtesy of Labatt Blue. as he'll join Kenny live outside the Monsters dressing room after the first period. 15 seconds left here. Monsters in the midst of their second kill. No score in the game. This puck able to be controlled eventually by Christensen and cleared. That'll do it for this first period in all likelihood. 2 seconds and 1. Horn sounds, and the first period is history. Shots 12-5 Toronto in the opening stanza. Cleveland had their chances. Tease, what you think altogether in that first period?
I think Toronto controlled more of the play in the O zone. They were able to spend a lot of time in the Monsters D zone. Monsters' opportunities came off odd man rushes, but need to get more pucks deep and spend more time playing in the Marlies' end.
Jock, what do you think about that first period for Cleveland? What was positive? What needs to be better?
Well, they have to get it out of the zone. They're getting trapped in their own zone a little bit. All their chances were on the rush, so they got to spend some cycle time down in the Marlies' zone. Just the one shift where the Johnson Bemstrom line was down there for a little bit, but they created most on the rush, but the pace of the game is really high down here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, both these teams are fired up. Remember, guys, the Monsters in the midst of a crazy scheduling sequence here where they're playing every other day. 6 games in 11 days wraps up Sunday in Toronto. Now let's go downstairs. Kenny has Carson Meyer, courtesy of Labatt Blue.
Thanks, Tony. Carson, how would you assess the way you guys played that first period?
I think we would have liked to have been a little bit more aggressive and physical. We were kind of feeling out the game in the first period, so we'll make some adjustments and be ready to go in the second.
Early on, a big penalty kill. How important was that so you're not playing from behind early in that first period?
Yeah, penalty kill's been really good for us the last few games, so we know we can trust it when those guys get out there, but you never want to be going on the kill early in the first, especially with a team like this with a lot of high-end skill.
How about your scoring chances? Were you happy with the way they developed, or what would you change if you could?
Yeah, I think this team could be had on the forecheck. If we just continue forechecking hard, I think there's going to be a lot of chances there, and just get to the net. They got a really big goalie over there, so we got to do everything we can to, make it hard on them.
All right, something away from hockey. You're an OSU guy, so tomorrow, Ohio State, Michigan. What do you think happens tomorrow?
Yeah, I think probably my answer to that one. I think it's going to be a big win for the Bucks. Not even close.
You and Kent have any kind of friendly wager or no?
Not with Kent yet. I got one with Blankenberg.
Okay.
I'll talk to Kent after the game.
All right. Yeah, double down on that.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck in periods 2 and 3. Thanks for this.
Thank you.
All right, Carson Meyer checking in with us here. 1 period in the books here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. No score between the Marlies and the Monsters. We've got plenty more coming your way right here on the Monsters Hockey Network. Stay with us.
Marie is ready to buy her first home.
But a down payment and closing costs, those are big checks.
Good thing I have big news. Come on. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, and one you can get only with Rocket. Isn't that a good deal? It's a good deal, right?
Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
At University Hospitals, we're here for the Cleveland Monsters. And we're here for our area's youth hockey teams. As the official healthcare partner of the Cleveland Monsters, we're here for fast skating, precision passing, and every athlete in Northeast Ohio. With expert sports medicine and world-class everyday care to keep everyone reaching their goals.
Goals are my specialty.
We're University Hospitals, and we're here for you.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Let's go! Put your hands together for the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. This isn't just basketball, people. This is where what just happened happens all the time. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters 2024 World Tour presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets.
Kenny Rhoda welcoming you back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, where the Monsters and Marlies are tied 0-0 after one period of play. Get the family out of your house and into the Fieldhouse for Matinee Monsters Hockey. Every weekend afternoon game is a Castaway Bay Family Day with family-friendly start times and $6 Monsters Kids Meals. Check out the entire promotional schedule at clevelandmonsters.com/promotions. All right, you heard me tease it in the first period. Is Cleveland going to get a professional women's soccer team? Well, joining us right now is the CEO of Cleveland Soccer Group. That's Michael Murphy. And Michael, thanks for joining us. So fill us in on this. I've been reading about it and happy to have you here with us tonight to tell us more about it.
Yeah, hey, Kenny, great to be here. So we are. So about a year ago, we announced that we're bringing professional soccer to Cleveland in the form of MLS Next Pro team for the men's side. We also said the bigger get, and we all know it would be to have a women's team. So we are after the 16th women's team in the league, the NWSL, which is the National Women's Soccer League. It's the top of the pyramid in women's soccer, and it's really the biggest names women's soccer. So it's Alex Morgan, Sophia Smith, Trinity Rodman. The women that play on our U.S. women's national team are playing this league, and that's why we want to be in this league.
All right, the Cleveland Soccer Group, what is it, and what are the goals for you?
Sure. So it's our company. Again, you know, it was brought to my attention a couple of years ago that Cleveland was the last top 20 market in the country without professional soccer. And with this global game and being so diverse, like, we need to be in the game. You know, we have the World Cup coming to North America in 26. Conventional wisdom suggests we're going to have the Women's World Cup in 27 or 31. We know we have the Olympics coming in 28, and women's soccer is always a marquee event, the Olympics. So now is the time to sow those seeds for professional soccer so that we have a seat at the table when the whole world is watching soccer.
Why is Cleveland a good city for a team?
So Cleveland, again, we always show that we punch a little bit above our weight in terms of sports here. We have huge fans. But what's interesting about soccer is that it's a different audience. It's definitely some overlap, but it's going to be a diverse audience. We've got great ethnic groups in Cleveland that where soccer is the common denominator. But again, for the NWSL, this would be an opportunity for them to be the only top 20 market in the country where women's professional soccer is actually the primary soccer brand in town. So the NWSL comes to Cleveland. It's really a chance for our club and for the league to shine in a top 20 market.
All right, what's the timeline? Last question for you here. If people are watching this, they're saying, all right, when's this going to happen?
Sure, it's going on right now. So the commissioner announced right before the end of the league last week that they are in a process now to bring that 16th team. I think that in the next 120 to 150 days, you know, we're going to know whether Cleveland's bringing that 16th team. So we are underway with a big back the bid campaign. At the end of the day, we have to show a path to a stadium. That's our biggest issue, and we're going to get that, and we're going to figure out a place to play downtown. It's going to be a great right-sized facility where women's professional sports are going to lead the way. They're going to be the primary tenant. But in addition, we're up against a number of other markets. We want to also show the league that there's real demand for the product here in this market. And so we've got our Back the Bid campaign going on right now. So because we're trying to get a team in 2026, for $26, people can go to clevelandprosoccer.com and they can buy the Back the Bid T-shirt. They'll also be able to reserve their place in line for season tickets and get some digital assets for social media campaigns. So this is our big push to show the league that we really want women's professional soccer here in Cleveland, Kenny.
Michael, thanks so much for taking time out to join us here. Best of luck with it, and we look forward to women's soccer in Cleveland soon.
Hey, we love it. Thank you very much. Go Monsters.
Go Monsters. All right, we'll get a break in right now. We'll come back with more of the first period intermission. Stay with us here on the Monsters Hockey Network. Welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I'm Kenny Rhoda. The Monsters and the Marlies, since we just talked a little soccer, 0-0 after one period of play, and the Monsters will be on the penalty kill to start this second period. And guys, an early PK, successful. Now they're going to have to start this second period doing the same so they're not playing from behind, right?
Yeah, that's really going to be key here for the Monsters. You always want to score that first goal. Tease, you want to score the first goal on the road especially, but in this environment with this much energy just waiting to kind of explode here, it would be huge for the Monsters to get through this Carson Meyer penalty and into the goal column.
Yeah, it would. There was, some big hits late in that first period that kind of got the fans into it, but that first goal is really going to set this place alive. So big kill here to start the second, and then try and put one in from there.
Yeah, definitely a theme was physicality in that first period, but also the goaltenders were big. There were some close calls. Here's Kent Johnson with a good rip as Hildeby was really sharp early, as was Pavel Chayan, moving well through the crease here, Tease, and really made some good adjustments on deflected shots too.
Yep, Pavel was good. He was in control of his game there. Did a good job, on those point shots, deflections, tracking the puck all the way through. So he did a nice job in that period.
Take a look at the first period stats here. The face-offs dead even, the specialty teams likewise, but the shots have been a little bit lopsided here. Your thoughts on why?
Just offensive zone time by Toronto. They had a lot more opportunities to put pucks towards the net. Monsters didn't spend as much time in the Marlies' end.
All right, let's see how the Monsters can be built for success in your estimation, Brad, courtesy of Rocket Mortgage here, defending that top spot. Do you think the Monsters are playing like a first-place club?
Yeah, well, when you're in first, you got a target on your back. So every team that's coming in here knows, they're coming after you, and I think Toronto showed that in the first period. Monsters able to weather that first period storm and go to work here in the second now.
Pavel Chayan, too, with his 12 saves so far. I just love how his confidence is visibly growing with each appearance.
Yeah, it is. You can tell right now from the first shot of the game, a glove save. Just looks confident there, moving well and just playing his strengths.
Between frames 1 and 2, we've got a lot more ahead before we drop the puck in the second period. Monsters and Marley scoreless after one. Stay with us on Bally Sports Great Lakes.
Carson, how would you assess the way you guys played that first period?
Well, I think we would have liked to have been a little bit more aggressive and physical. We're kind of feeling out the game in the first period, so we'll make some adjustments and be ready to go in the second.
Early on, a big penalty kill. How important was that so you're not playing from behind early in that first period?
Yeah, penalty kill's been really good for us the last 2 games, so we know we can trust it when those guys get out there, but you never want to be going on the kill early in the first, especially with a team like this with a lot of high-end skill.
How about your scoring chances? Were you happy with the way they developed, or what would you change if you could?
Yeah, I think this team can be had on the forecheck.
Welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. After one period of play, the Monsters and Toronto Marlies are tied at 0. Hey fans, get the family out of your house and into the field house for matinee Monsters hockey. Every weekend afternoon games at Castaway Bay Family Day with family-friendly start times and $6 Monster Kids Meals. Check out the entire promotional schedule at clevelandmonsters.com/promotions. Time now for our Blue Jackets report. Let's see what the Monsters NHL affiliate has been up to today. A big win on Black Friday. It's 2 in a row for Columbus as they beat the very tough New Jersey Devils on the road. Boone Jenner continues to score, but Eric Robinson, who was just with the Monsters for an extended period, back in the NHLTs, and he's in the goal column. Good for Robbie.
Yeah, it was good to watch that game earlier today in the coach's office and see Robbie score. Guys were excited for him, and you could see the excitement after that goal that he had on his face.
Next game for the Blue Jackets comes up on Sunday as they will be in Raleigh to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. You can check out Blue Jackets live pregame at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Bally Sports, Ohio. Well, welcome back upstairs here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Let's bring Jock Callender back into the mix. He's across the way at the Joe Tate Perch. And Jock, we talked about how the goaltenders were sharp in the first period, but it was also a very physical opening period, and the Monsters made sure to set that tone very early.
Yeah, the Monsters were throwing the body around. They got to get on the forecheck more and use their body on the forecheck. They did a lot in the neutral zone, and with Toronto having the puck a lot in that first period, they had to do a lot of body contact in their own zone, but they need to get on the forecheck here and get things going in the second period.
Yeah, absolutely. The Monsters are a team that thrives on laying the body. They got a couple of guys in particular that are great at that. You just saw one of them in Billy Sweezy. But as you know, is evidenced by this hit by Trey Fix-Polanski tees, it's a mindset. It's a mindset for everyone on the team.
Yeah, it is. Leading scorer on the team. He's laying out his body. He's in the mix in front of his net, in front of the other team's net here. He had his nose dirty all period trying to get in the mix.
Gotta love to see it out of Trey Fix-Polanski there as he continues to ascend here. He's tracking down some all-time Monsters records before too terribly long. Kenny has thoughts from Coach downstairs. Kenny?
Yeah, Coach just stopped by on his way out to the ice. I said, what did you like, Coach? He said, I loved our physical engagement. We need to continue with that, especially early here with the PK to start this second period. I said, what didn't you like? He said, our puck touches, not enough. And we just need to be simple with the puck, let it fly like professional hockey players. And once again, he pointed back to this early portion of this second period with the penalty kill to kill it off and get the momentum to go through the second period.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. That's true. I mean, that's objective number one, guys. Get through the next minute and 37 seconds as you see Trent there consulting with his very experienced associate coach, Mike Haviland, who, of course, does great work with the Monsters penalty kill here. And it's an amazing mix here, isn't it, Tease, on the coaching staff? You've got the younger guy in Vogelhuber, but he's also got those resources that come with Mike Haviland's experience.
Oh, yeah, it's great to have Javi around with his experience. He's been at all levels, not only to help Trent, but help these players, especially on the back end. They're all in their different stages of their development process, and he's able to relate to each and every one of them where they're at.
There's a lot of players for the Monsters playing well right now offensively. Let's take a look at some of the guys who are riding point streaks right now heading into tonight's game and into the second period as the first was scoreless. Of course, Emil Bemstrom has goals in 4 straight, 7 of them to now lead the team in that category. 9 points over an active 4-game point streak for Kent Johnson. Mikhail Pucha benefiting from playing with those two outstanding players. And of course, Jake Christensen, steady Eddie, TC, is constantly producing. He's got helpers in 3 straight games.
Yeah, he is. And Mikhail Pucha, just such a good compliment to Kent Johnson and Emil Bemstrom. He's such a smart, high IQ hockey player. That fits in really well with those two guys.
So here we go. Monsters down a skater for over a minute and a half to start the second. The puck is down. We're underway in the middle frame of this one. No scoring yet from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That is jam-packed tonight. It's Black Friday hockey with the Monsters and Toronto Marlies. Tony Brown with you alongside Brad Thiessen, Jock Callender, and Kenny Rhoda here on Bally Sports Great Lakes. So Toronto sets up in the offensive zone. It's Lajoie across for a one-timer. Bellows and scrambling in the crease to make another save was Cheyenne. And now the puck back for a quick release there, and that from Holmberg went wide.
Yeah, Bellows got all of that one. Pap got across from his right to his left to make that save.
Lajoie to the right side. It's Bellows. Waits and fires off the stick of Cheyenne, and then he hangs tough, sprawls, and finds the puck to smother it. That is some poise under fire for Pavel.
Yeah, Holmberg was looking for loose rebounds there in front, and Pav, it's kind of a weird shot here, just snuck in on Pav and wasn't able to control the rebound, but then found it before Holmberg did.
Playing with a lot of confidence. Faceoff will come to the left side of the Monsters defensive zone. 51 seconds left in penalty kill 2 for Cleveland. Right now the personnel on the kill for the Monsters, it's Sillinger and Pearson up front on defense, Christensen and Blankenberg. One back to Niemela for Toronto. He shoots one, and that one knocked out of midair. It went straight up after hitting Cheyenne and gets swatted out of harm's way.
Yeah, I don't think Paf saw that initial shot, and Blankenberg was able to clear it out of harm's way.
Niemela at the center point to the left side. Hard wrister there, and that buzzes wide for Ellis. Ovchinnikov gets hit there by Pearson along the wall. Monsters try to scrape to the neutral zone and cannot. Here's Ellis now, left boards, gets it down low for Blandisi. Back to Ellis, has a man out high, that's Niemela. Niemela loads and fires, and that one blocked away. Good stick from Sillinger. Jock, that's that stick on puck you were talking about before as the Monsters clear.
Yeah, good penalty kill there by the Monsters. Getting in lanes, getting sticks on pucks.
Final seconds tick off this penalty to Meyer. He'll be released now as Ovchinnikov leaves for Ellis. Hard drop pass followed by a wrister that was blockered by Cheyenne. Monsters 2 for 2 on the kill now. A nice left pad save for Cheyenne. He covers it, and that one changed direction. He had to be quick.
Yeah, the Marlies have done a really good job of deflecting pucks on shots from the point. Pav was able to see them. This one here is, oh, it looks like it's almost going in here. I don't know if it was going over the net or dropping back in, but Blankenberg makes sure of that before it got to it.
Yeah, Blankenberg looking like a baseball player there. He did not miss and caught that puck flush. And on the replay, it looked like it was creeping along the ice towards the net, but it went directly up in the air right at the lens of that overhead camera. So great shot from our guys downstairs in the control room. 18:15 to go in the second. No score. Here's Kokkonen right point. Monsters getting the passing lane. Pucha is able to pick up his eyes before Petroniro could hit him in the open ice. The puck dropped back into the Monsters zone. Racing after it was Bjork. It deflects onto the stick of Mastrosimone, and now it comes all the way back to the Toronto end of things as the goaltender Hildeby leaves it. This one will be forced by Kokkonen off the far wall and out to center. Lifted by Solo into the Monsters zone. Now the puck forced behind the Cleveland net. Waiting for it was Slavin left side. Back to the right circle. Solo turns and goes against the grain, and Cheyenne made a pad stop. Solo to Miller, center blue, left circle now creeping in. Riffai broke his stick on that release. Monsters trying to locate the puck. Benstrom's going to get there, right side of his own zone, and just helps this one further through center, giving chase there. And able to take it from Lajoie was Pucha as Miller drops it back to Lajoie. Toronto gains the Monsters line, and a penalty has been drawn by the puck carrier here. Cleveland going to head back to the kill once they make contact, and they do now.
Yeah, Monsters come out of this period a little slow. They're already down 7-0 in shots. And again, the Marlies going right back to that power play with Bemstrom getting his stick in, reaching in as they were going in on the rush and going back to the power play.
So it will be power play number 3 for the Marlies. That's the bad news. Good news is the Monsters are 2 for 2. Coming up on 3 minutes gone in the second period. And the shot count starting to balloon, as you alluded to, Tease. 19-5 altogether right now with Toronto the lead in that department.
Yeah, a lot of them coming on the power play. The Monsters got to get their legs going. They're just getting beat to all the loose pucks.
Draw controlled by Cleveland. Christensen tried to clear. It was knocked down, but it'll be coaxed out through the neutral zone. Now Pearson turns the legs as he races Shaw for possession, but the Marlies captain able to win that match. Here's Shaw now swinging forward. Puck touched away from him there. Nice stick from the retreating defenseman Christensen, and then Pearson gets it the rest of the way down the ice. Change in penalty killers. Monsters now have Gauntz on the ice up front with Mikhail Pucha, Christensen and Sweezy on defense. Shaw enters the Monsters zone, slides it deep. It's batted around the perimeter. Waiting on the left point, it's played by Bellows. Gets it back from Lajoie, left circle. Bellows, and he got glass. He missed everything there. Careens all the way to the neutral zone. We're down to 1:10 left on the penalty to Bemstrom.
Sweezy got a piece of that one with his leg.
Always willing to help his netminder and blocking shots, sacrificing himself is Sweezy. Now this puck rolls between the Toronto defensemen. Back for Holmberg to grab it. He'll slide a pass ahead. Good stick again from Sweezy, but Holmberg now enters on the left wing. On his forehand, base the left circle, carries behind the net. Tried to slide one to the top of the right circle. Now it's plugged back to Niemela at the point. He'll go rink wide for Ovchinnikov and get it back. Back to Ovchinnikov, left dot, into the middle, quick release, other save by Chayan. It's batted to the line, held in by Niemela. Back to Ovchinnikov, he fires, that one blocked again. Still loose for Southers and Holmberg now, as this will be forced by Sillinger to the line, but not out. Across, Gambrell, right circle, shoots it, blocked by Christensen, then it hits Sweezy. Pucha grabs it, slides a pass forward. Monsters down to 15 seconds left on the kill, trying desperately to get a chance to change.
Yeah, nice job by the Monsters here, bending but not breaking. Some good saves by Chayan and then a couple big blocks.
Christensen, strong on his stick, got it to Sillinger, and he will send it at least to the Marley blue line as the penalty concludes. Bemstrom's released. Monsters 3 for 3 on the kill, and now back to full and even strength.
Yeah, Monsters got to try and get some momentum off these penalty kills, get their feet moving, get the pucks in deep, start to play on the offensive end.
Still no score in the game. Heavy edge and shots to Toronto. This puck is dumped into the Monsters zone. Here is Blankenberg. Around the left side, Pearson emerges with possession. Nice job for Butler to use his hand. He's got Gaudette driving. Butler fires, saved by Hildeby. Rebound out to the line. Sposel then turns and shoots it. That one's back to the slot. Pearson lost an edge. Oh, and bad luck for him. He was falling, his stick came up. Mastro Simone caught that stick across the face, and Cleveland goes right back to the box for high sticking. The question is, for how long?
Well, should have been a trip to begin with. He got tripped to make his stick go up high.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The Monsters with their best opportunity of the period. Cam Butler coming down the wing on another 2-on-1, and this time Hildeby makes the glove save.
I don't know if they're going to show the replay here, but I think Pearson got tripped, and then when he was falling, his stick went up, which you still have to have control of your stick, but it should be a 2-minute penalty on Toronto also.
Well, Pearson's in the box. While we have a quick second, fans, the Monsters are committed to positively impacting the lives of youth in Northeast Ohio through the power of hockey. The Monsters Community Foundation proudly supports organizations and programs that share in our mission. For more info or to apply for a grant, visit clevelandmonsters.com/community. So it's just a minor for high sticking here, but it'll be power play 4 for Toronto. No score in the game, and we're a quarter of the way through period number 2. Marley's captain Shaw to the back door, and he was trying to connect there with Pontus Holmberg. The puck to the center blue, Bellows beats it to Lajoie left point. Down the wall now, this one skated towards the goal line by Nick Abrazizi. Abrazizi around the perimeter, but getting in the way was Gauntz. His pass, though, was telegraphed slightly, and Bellows was there to deny the Monsters' exit.
Yeah, got to get that down.
Good read by Blanken there, being aggressive on that play, giving the Monsters a second chance for a clear.
Yeah, and on that second chance, Gauntz made no mistake. And so now it will be Sillinger, joined by Gaudette up front for this Monster penalty-killing unit. Holmberg fires, left circle, saved by Chayan. Easy does it there as he hangs on to it. Let's take a look back at the penalty to Pearson here, guys, on the replay. See if we can pick up what you're talking about, Jock. You see Pearson backing up. You're right. He gets tripped there, and then the stick comes up, so it could have easily been tripping at the top of the slot. Instead, the Monsters in the box again.
The Monsters have to do a better job on the faceoffs here. The PK there, Toronto's getting possession right off, and there we got one.
Josh Dunn, who's out of the lineup right now, he's someone that Coach Vogelhuber relies on a lot for those big penalty kill faceoffs.
Great job here for Gaudette. He spun off possession, almost had a shorthanded chance to score. Monsters down to a minute left on the Pearson high stick. And Gaudette eating up some valuable time here with his hard work and perseverance.
Yeah, with all these penalties in this beginning of the second period, you got to start using some more different penalty killers, and Gaudette's getting an opportunity here.
Into the Monsters zone as Ellis bangs it around the end wall. Round towards that left point of Chinnikov, had his pass intercepted by Christensen, then quickly swatted down by Marcus Bjork, and the Monsters will change 3 of their 4, and now all 4 penalty killers.
They don't want to wear out the same guys on all these penalty kills, because some of them also played a power play too, so.
12:45 left in the second, 0-0. Gambrell into the O zone for Toronto, near the line, to the slot, quick shot, and they score. It's Dmitry Ovchinnikov with a power play goal as the extra man unit breaks through for Toronto, and it's 1-0 Marlies.
Yeah, Monsters held on for as long as they could there on the penalty kill. This time the Marlies came down. Looks like it was Gambrell making a nice pass over to Ovchinnikov, and he was able to beat Pav up high over the glove.
Time of the goal, 7:20 of the second period for Dmitry Ovchinnikov. It's his 6th of the year and 7th point. The Marlies now 1 for 4 with the extra man. And Jock, Cleveland was just playing with fire there in the box so frequently. And as T said, they just gave Toronto one too many chances.
Yeah, the penalty kill was doing a good job for the most part, but you get worn out, especially you're going back-to-back penalties. It's killing 3 this period alone.
Undeniably, a little of the air has been taken out of the balloon here energy-wise. Monsters want to fight to get that back. Midway through the game, down 1-0 to Toronto. The first meeting between these two clubs, the first of 8 this year. Back to the end wall. This is Christensen, able to connect with Kuhlman's. Got some support from Meyer. He was able to feed it to Kent Johnson. KJ accelerates into the O zone. Pulls up top of the right circle, leaves it. Christensen fires, blocker save for Hildeby. And the Monsters have this one lofted back out by the Marlies to the Cleveland end of things where Johnson is patrolling. Sends it high off the dasher in front of the Toronto bench. Tried to connect with Bemstrom there. He does a good job lifting the stick on his opposition. That was Slavin. Now solo for the Marlies as this one passed from the left wall to the center of the ice and off the mark for Mastro Simone. It's Kuhlman's connecting Bemstrom. Now Johnson weaves back atop the left circle in the O zone. Stops on the left point. Johnson slides it down behind the net, hoping for Meyer to scoop it up there. He's battling with his counterpart and was able to get enough of that defenseman to let Bemstrom arrive and take over momentarily. Forward now, it's Holmberg into the O zone, drops it off, gets it back in front, and that one touched just wide by Shaw. Big hit in the corner as the puck goes into the netting. 11:13 left in the second. We will step away. Toronto at long last on the power play breaks the ice. It's 1-0 Marlies in the middle period on Bally Sports Great Lakes.
Kenny Rhoda welcoming you back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Here's what's coming up during the second period intermission. We'll get one of the Monsters players just off the ice. We'll break down the first 40 minutes of action. Scott Howson will join us. He's the CEO and president of the AHL. Plus, we'll take a look at the stats and the highlights. But for right now, upstairs we go to the guys calling the action. TB, take it away.
Thank you to the roadman himself, the great Kenny Rhoda. Lucky to have him back again this season. Best in the business. Monsters down 1-0 here. Get another save from Pavel Chayan. A shot from the perimeter with Brad Thiessen and Jock Callender. Tony Brown here with you. And guys, the shot's 22-8. It's ugly, but here's a fun fact for you. The Monsters this season, when being outshot by their opponents, have a much, much better record than they do in games in which they have the edge in shots on goal. To be precise here, when outshot this season, Cleveland 8-1. And they're 2-3-1. when they have more shots. So go figure.
This game is playing out just the way they want it.
I guess you could say that. Here come the Marlies creeping down the slot again. This time Bellows out to the right point. Kokkonen feeds it to the left. Bounces off the stick of his intended target, but snared eventually by Petronero. Center blue Shaw, right side. Big drive for Kokkonen. Bellows applying the screen, but the shot was off the mark. And the Monsters now able to scoop this puck onto the stick of Meyer. He hits Blankenberg. He'll lob one ahead to fix Polanski. Was he onside? No. They say he entered the zone prior to the puck, and that's kind of hard to judge in the moment for the officials, but they called it offside. Fans, bring your family to a Monster game with the Monsters Family Value Pack, presented by Main Event. Each Family Value Pack includes 4 Monsters tickets and free Main Event game cards. Select packs even include parking and loaded concessions value. Order your Family Value Package, starting at just $15 per ticket, right now at clevelandmonsters.com/family value.
That last TV time out there, Coach Vogelhuber had the whole team gathered around him and was speaking in probably elevated tones. We'll see if the Monsters can respond to that here.
Perhaps some direct language being used there. Puck back to the end wall in the Monsters zone. We're halfway through the game, 10-10 left in the second. High slot snapped, Niemela right side to the back door, one-timer just off the mark, off the end boards. Look for Abrazizi, and he was trying to pass it across. This one bounced high into the air and down into that right circle of Cleveland's defensive end. And a hard hit applied by Sillinger as he staples up his counterpart Lajoie along the wall. Rink wide, it's now Bjork winning a foot race, but Niemela holding the line for the Marlies. Back for Abrazizi, his shot saved by Chayan, he reaches to cover. And right now, Pavel Chayan is holding his team in this game. It's 1-0 for Toronto. We'll take a break. We're halfway home in Cleveland on the Monsters Hockey Network.
They're playing 200-foot game, defending well, all 3 of them, and they're all creative and have earned trust to be out there in all situations. And then, on the offensive side, they do their thing, and it's a dangerous group for other teams to have to pay attention to. So obviously a huge part of why we've been winning some games.
Well, there's Trent Vogelhuber talking about his top line of Kent Johnson, Mikhail Pucha, and Emil Bemstrom. And I love Tiso. For a line that has 20 points, more than that in their last 3 games, he started talking about how responsible they are defensively.
Yeah, and that's, they want to be back in the NHL. They're going to have to be trusted to play in their own zone. So that's something that is a real focus right now. And you take care of your own end, and the points with those guys will come for sure.
Monsters looking for a tying goal here. It would be their first of the game, but Toronto with the lead into the O-zone. It's Ellis right circle, fires. That one was tracking towards Chayan's mask, but it stays in play off the end wall. Now it's Christensen from behind the net. Up the left wing board, skated into by Justin Pearson. Pearson's pass perfectly to Butler. Butler tries to bury the shoulder there on Riffai, and those two careen into the corner boards as the puck will be snared by Ellis for the Marlies, and he will turn north. Ellis finds the red line, sends it to the right corner of the Monsters zone. Blankenberg able to grab it there, connects with Pucha into the middle in stride. He hits Bemstrom. Emil Bemstrom across the center red line, dumps it in. Hildeby out of his net, shoots one up the left side. Down from the right point was Blankenberg. The puck influenced out to center. Pucha able to take it away. Kyle Pucha now behind his own net, able to shovel one up the left wing boards. Here's Johnson. The puck got away from him though. Now Kokkonen regroups there with Petronero turning back into his own zone. We've now got a whistle. And with 8:15 left in the second period, a face-off looks like it'll come outside of the Toronto zone. It was offside. You're right, Jock. Change in personnel. So you got that top line, but you also have this second line, which has a really nice mix, right, Jock? You've got Gauntz in between Fix Wolanski and Carson Meyer. That's a whole lot of offensive talent.
Yeah, actually this start of the season, this was the first line.
Right.
Yeah. So you got basically two top 6 lines there that are very dynamic.
Monsters trying to find a goal. Here's Fix-Wolanski right on cue. Trey Fix-Wolanski with a bomb, and in the blink of an eye, this game is tied at 1.
Just what the Monsters needed right there. Trey Fix-Wolanski winding up for that one-timer. Great pass by Jake Christensen. Trey wasn't missing that one. He got all of it.
11:59 of the second period. Trey Fix-Wolanski's got his 5th of the year, and that is a patented look, Jock Callender. We've seen the scoring play and the celebration many times before.
Yeah, he ripped that, and what a pass by Jake Christensen. I don't know if Fixie. I know Fixie yells for the puck a lot, and I'm wondering if he heard him or if he has eyes in the back of his head, because his face was towards the boards, and he fired a backhand pass right across and right in the wheelhouse. So Fixie did not have to adjust. He just wound up and smoked it.
Fix-Wolanski, his 5th goal of the year, but now we've got a penalty called here, as holding is the indication with 7:47 to go in the second after Fix-Wolanski ties the game at 1. Looks like it's going to be the Marlies heading to the box here reluctantly. It's Zach Solo making his way off, so Cleveland gets the equalizer. Now a chance on their second power play to take the lead. Take a look at the penalty here on the replay, and that's an easy call when you get the arms wrapped around the body there. Let me just add, though, that Fix-Wolanski's 5th of the year is his 65th in his Monsters career. That leaves him just 2 goals away from Andrew Agazzino's all-time career club record of 67. So we're really getting close here for Trey Fix-Wolanski to ascend to that highest of pedestals in Monsters franchise history. Off the face-off, the power play to work. Johnson to the front of the net there, got a little redirection from Gauntz, just wide. Monsters still possessed. Johnson, right wall. Carries it down into the corner. Fix-Wolanski arrives on scene to help try to corral this puck. He can't, though, as Blandisi pushes it through center and wanted a call against Fix-Wolanski there. Puck comes back to Blankenberg. Blankenberg out to Johnson. Johnson stomps on the gas pedal. Hits the offensive blue line to Fix-Wolanski, and then the deflected pass high into the air as Bemstrom tried to grab it with a glove. It's cleared by Toronto. 7:08 left in the second. Tied at 1, and the Monsters still with 1:15 left in the solo minor. The crowd reacts to the announcement of Fixie's goal. Trey Fix-Wolanski, Edmonton zone. It's pretty much Cleveland zone at this point, and he's got the game even as now offside is called, a late whistle, but the correct administration of the rules. 6:50 left in the second period. Just 9 shots for the Monsters to 23 for Toronto, but efficient as ever for Cleveland here today.
Yeah, when you have talented players like the Monsters have, even when you got really nothing going on, all of a sudden Christensen, Fix-Wolanski doesn't take much. One great pass by Christensen, one-time shot by Trey, and all of a sudden, you know, you got a whole new ball game here.
And with that lone assist for Christensen on Fix-Wolanski's goal at 11:59, he extends his point streak, Jake does, to 4 games. It's a 4-game assist streak, actually, more specifically. Puck back to the Monsters zone here. It's Svozil with 48 seconds left on the power play.
Power play hasn't been as crisp tonight as we've seen it this year.
That it hasn't. Time to change it here. Pucha crossed the line for Christensen. He dropped it behind him, hoping for Svozil. Monsters regrouping again. McCown, Pucha, Christensen, Svozil, and Carson Meyer, the personnel. Here's Hunter McCown driving the net. Floated a centering feed there that was hacked out of midair by the Marlies. Then Svozil bangs one off the end wall as Meyer will push this one down into the right corner. Pucha tried to feed it back towards Carson Meyer there. And he will jostle alongside Petronero as the puck is loose. Will be fed forward now and lugged ahead patiently by Pontus Holmberg. Puck deflects, though, high in the Monsters zone for a pickup by McCown as the penalty expires. Back to 5-on-5. Svozil fires, and then McCown scoops it towards that right post. He was below the goal line, tried the bank shot there, had a little bit of room.
I don't think Hildeby saw that initial shot by Svozil, just missed that right post.
2 for 2 on the kill for Toronto. Monsters 3 for 4 on the kill, but both teams have 5 skaters now. 5:25 left in the second. Puck down for icing against the Toronto Marlies. So the face-off back to their zone. There will be no media timeout here on the icing play, but we do have an opportunity to remind you guys to enter the 50-50 raffle online Win big from your seat or from the comfort of your own home. Proceeds benefit Great Northeast Ohio Charities and the Monsters Community Foundation. Get your tickets now at monsters5050.com. 5:23 left in the second. Marlies a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal at 7:20 from Dmitry Ovchinnikov. And then Fix-Wolanski answers that at 11:59 with his 5th of the year. Jake Gaudette to take the draw. Gaudette down with ECHL Cincinnati. So was Roman Ashan for a good chunk of time. Great production for both guys. And Ashan yesterday recalled late in the day. So the Monsters now have just Ole Julian Bjergvik home down with the Cyclones in the ECHL.
Yeah, both of those guys, Roman Ashan, Jake Gaudette, played a lot of minutes. Talked to them today, or 15, 20 minutes a night. Now they come back here to Cleveland with a lot of confidence, and nice to see those two guys back around the locker room.
Absolutely. Big parts of the team for the last couple of years. Monsters working in the O zone, come up with a loose puck. Here's Cameron Butler using his size to skate past Lejoie. Butler then sends it down via the kick plate behind the net where Gaudette boots that puck. Able to be picked up, however, by the Marlies and forced forward. This is Gambrell to center ice. Gambrell lost possession. Got a body check on Pearson in front of the penalty boxes. This pitchforked all the way down. Christensen grabs it behind the net. And he'll skate away from Abrazizi with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the second period. Marlies take over. Cleveland taps at center. Bemstrom now recoils, settles a puck on edge, slides a pass just a hair ahead of Christensen. Marlies in onside. Ellis got to the middle of the ice and losing a glove was the would-be puck carrier Mastro Simoni, who got hit by Blankenberg. Back is Bemstrom for a backhander from the base of the left circle, fended off by Hildeby. Now it is Christensen over to Johnson, right corner. And Johnson, warding off the opposition, his pass to Blankenberg, hopped over Nick's stick, and he will retrieve it in his own zone. Pass ahead to Johnson. Johnson tried to stick handle that puck, and it rolled off his tape, but he's able to recover it. Near the right point, drops off for Blankenberg on his forehand, skates it down the wall, sends it through the slot. No one home there, and so it's tapped by the Marlies to center, but the Monsters spending a little bit more time in the Toronto end of things here lately. Here's Malatesta blazing a shot on, and that from the right circle, saved by Hildeby as the Marlies control it.
That goal has given the Monsters some energy here.
Yes, it has, in the building too. On pass ahead, this is Fix-Wolanski now, left wing entry, stops and slithers away from the opposition, hits Sweezy, right circle, leaves it Fix-Wolanski, cuts back, right circle, dusts it off for Sweezy now, drags, fires, knocked down in the slot. Bemstrom trying to find it, it was between his skates, and with 3 minutes left in the second period, tied at 1, Toronto will now relieve the pressure somewhat as Niemela plays one all the way down ice.
A couple good chances there for the Monsters. Just puck wasn't quite in the wheelhouse of Trey or Billy Sweezy looking for shots there.
Around towards Fix-Wolanski, and now a whistle for offside on the Monster line. We'll take a break and come back with the exciting conclusion of what's been an exciting period. It's 1-1 between the Monsters and Marlies in Cleveland late in the second on the Monsters Hockey Network. Monsters 1, Toronto Marlies 1. This game has gotten rather interesting here lately, and we've got under 3 to play in the second period. Cleveland's goal to Trey Fix-Wolanski at 11:59 of the second period. Let's take a look, Tease, at his pursuit of all these club records He's getting up there in terms of assists, in terms of points. He's under 10 points away from becoming the highest scoring monster in history. And the guy who owns all these records right now, Andrew Agozzino, played in a lot more games than Fix-Wolansky has to reach these points in the record book. It's just been a treat to watch for many years now for the fans, for all of us. And talk about a guy who's done some growing in Northeast Ohio. How about Trey?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just from his rookie year to where he is now and the progression development he's made, just turning into an all-star and one of the top players in this league. He just brings the fans out of their seats here in this rink each and every night. And the first period, it was his body checking, get in front of the net, causing scrums, and then he uses his lethal shot to score in the second. So he's all over the place.
Hildeby covered that puck there. I know the goal scoring is great, but the Thiessen boys like the celebrations from Trey too.
Oh yeah, it's always looking forward to seeing when he scores his goal what kind of celebration he's coming up with.
Well, he's got a natural knack for it. Jock, you had a lot of goal celebrations in your career. Trey certainly has his unique style.
Yes, but he plays with such energy. He's so competitive. He's just a fire plug out there.
And he loves, and I mean loves, to score. Puck bouncing behind the net, past the guy we've been talking about, Trey Fix-Wolansky, left point. Christensen towards the net, had this one buzz wide. Clacked off end glass, now Meyer from below the goal line, centered in front. Fix-Wolansky that close to another. Now the net comes off behind Hildeby. We'll have a stoppage, but a draw in the offensive zone coming up here. That was a great feed by Meyer. He threaded the needle.
Great look by Carson, and Trey was steaming towards that back post looking for the backdoor play, and Carson found him. The puck just couldn't find the stick.
Yeah, I think it just went over. I think it bounced a little bit.
Well, never a good sign when you've got both pegs loose. You've got the official waving at the opposite end of the ice, hoping for the facilities crew. So
Facilities guys are sitting, looking at their phones right now.
Can we get somebody on a walkie-talkie or something? Here's the pass to Fix-Wolansky, and you guys see, I mean, that was an eyelash away from being able to nudge it. And so, yeah, we are still waiting here. Not a lot of activity from that Zamp tunnel right now at the opposite end of the ice.
Get the Mullet brothers on it, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, well, 2:06 left in the second period. We've been talking about Trey Fix-Wolansky. How about Kent Johnson, though, too? I mean, of course, Bemstrom has stolen a lot of these, headlines here with his goal production, but Johnson has just been a guy that really, on a game-to-game basis, has been stirring the drink for Cleveland here. He takes long shifts. He hangs in the offensive zone. He does things that other players don't do because he can do things that other players can't do.
Yeah, and he's also, playing a new position. He was in the NHL as a winger. Now he's down here as a centerman. But watch some highlights here of Trey over the years. Just some of his goal celebrations and all the great goal scorers. They love to put the puck in the net, and Trey does that. Whether it's practice games, he's always got his nose around the net, and his shot is something that it gets on goalies real quick. One-timers, wrist shots, backhands, all of it. I mean, he's got the whole repertoire.
Yeah, you said it, and Jock, that's one of the things I love about Trey. You watch that package, and yeah, he's got the backhand going. He's going bar down. He's firing one-timers. He's putting the puck in underneath the goaltender. He's scoring in all the different ways you have to be able to score if you're going to produce at that kind of a clip.
Yeah, if you're going to be a goal scorer, you got to do it all. You got to be able to get the dirty ones. You got to get the fancy ones. Got to have the one-timer. But yeah, he's not scared to shoot too. You got to shoot. You can't. Some guys aren't goal scorers because they try to be fancy all the time, make that extra pass. When he's got a chance to shoot, it's going.
Yes, it is. And he's usually got a big smile on his face when he's doing it. Up ice, here's Johnson, back to the front of the net. Pucha denied with Hildeby's left toe. He stoned him cold.
He used all 6'6" of his legs on that one. A great pass, back door, and Pucha just couldn't get it past that left leg.
Can't fault Mikhail there. He got that puck away as quickly as a person could. Johnson to the middle of the ice. It's Bemstrom. Mishandles that carry, but he's going to get there first, right corner. Taps it off the end wall. This fed past Johnson out and to center as Svozil arrived to grab it. He'll now drag back to his defensive zone. 1 minute left in the second period, tied at 1. Pass ahead, knocked down. Niemela played to center. Sweezy batted it forward. Now it is played onto the stick of Gambrell. Right circle, drags, fires wide left on Cheyenne. Down goes McCown along the wall, but Sillinger banks one off the dasher. Chasing after it, the speedy James Malatesta. But the Marlies hang on to it. Here's Miller. Miller's pass too far ahead of Blandisi. Sweezy is there to throw a poke check onto the puck carrier's tape. Now it's wedged by the Marlies. Back to center for Miller. Down to 30 seconds left in the period as Toronto dumps it in. Sweezy is there. Sachets past a man. Puck now along the wall. Grabbed by McCown. Boots to himself. Kicks it to Malatesta. Dumps to the left of Hildeby. Grabbed by Miller for Toronto. Around the perimeter, Abrazizi chips off, hoping for Gambrell. Now with 13 seconds left, it's into the clutches of Cleveland once more. Blankenberg to Christensen. Christensen to his right. Taken away and played by Blandisi back to the Monsters zone. That's how we'll end the period. Horn sounds, and the second frame is complete. It was scoreless after one. It's now 1-1 after two. And despite this being the first game between these two clubs this year, and they've got another one coming up really quick here, we're starting to see a little bit of bad blood develop, and that makes for what I hope is going to be an exciting third.
Yeah, it was, the Marlies were on the power play for the first 6-7 minutes of that period, had a lot of the momentum, and once the Monsters got that goal, they were able to start playing a lot more in the Marlies' end and carry the play.
Yeah, Jock, that was the obvious turning point, right, when Cleveland finally scored a goal?
Yeah, they got energy. They've outshot the Marlies 5-0 since that point when Trey scored. So that really turned the tide, and hopefully it'll keep on going here in the third period.
Right now, let's go downstairs to Kenny Rhoda with our Labatt Blue interview.
Trey Fix-Wolanski is our guest here, Trey. And through the first two periods, what stood out positively, negatively through the first two?
Yeah, I think definitely too many penalties. It kind of gets us out of the flow of the game when we have all four lines rolling and all three D rolling. Then, we're a dangerous team, and right now we're kind of getting out of that rhythm and kind of biting us. But I thought once we were playing 5-on-5, we did a great job of forechecking, creating turnovers, and going to need that next period as well.
How huge was Cheyenne in that game to keep you guys in it there?
Yeah, he's been great. His last couple outings have been really well and really good, and he's been playing really well. So it's nice to know that that goalie that's kicking back there is going to make a save when we need one.
All right, you're down 1-0. Let's go to the monitor here. Take us through this as you score your fifth goal of the season to tie it.
Yeah, just kind of got it over to the weak side, and then called for it from Christie, and he made a great spin around the pass to the slot, and just wanted to get that one off as quick as possible, and found the low glove.
Are you chirping there to let him know you're there, or is he just seeing that?
Yeah. I was yelling Christie, so it was a great pass, and maybe if he had eyes on the back of his head, he would have saw me, but he heard me, so that's all that matters.
Speaking of chirping, it looked like Coach gave you guys a little pep talk there in the second period.
Yeah, for sure. He just wants us to get back to our game. Like I said, 5-on-5, that's when we're most dangerous, so got to stay out of the box and play 5-on-5 in the third.
Fixie, thanks for this. Good luck in the third period.
Thank you very much.
Trey Fix-Wolanski with his fifth goal of the season, 65th of his career with the Monsters, just two behind Andrew Agazzino. We're tied 1-1 after two periods. Plenty more hockey coming your way right here on the Monsters Hockey Network, and stay tuned for more of the second period intermission.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a pharmacist for Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a healthcare provider, good listener, and a problem solver. I've been a pharmacist for Drug Mart for over 30 years, and that's a long time to get to know your patients. And each week we hear as many concerns as there are patients. Just the other day, I special ordered a medication for Mrs. Briscoe, just to make sure she didn't miss a dose. I'm proud that our patients trust me with their pharmacy needs, and I promise that Discount Drug Mart will always be there for you.
Marie is ready to buy her first home.
But a down payment and closing costs, those are big checks.
Good thing I have big news. Come on. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, and one you can get only with Rocket. Isn't that a good deal? It's a good deal, right?
Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
At University Hospitals, we're here for the Cleveland Monsters. And we're here for our area's youth hockey teams.
Let's go!
As the official healthcare partner of the Cleveland Monsters, we're here for fast skating, precision passing, and every athlete in Northeast Ohio. With expert sports medicine and world-class everyday care to keep everyone reaching their goals.
Goals are my specialty.
We're University Hospitals, and we're here for you.
3 thrilling basketball games, 1 epic event. The Legends of Basketball Showcase comes to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse December 30th. The Ohio State Buckeyes battle West Virginia in a marquee primetime matchup, with Ohio University and Akron playing earlier in the day. Tickets are on sale now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Secure your seats to this all-Ohio tripleheader on December 30th. Visit rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com.
And welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I'm Kenny Rhoda. The Monsters and Marlies tied 1-1 after 2 periods of play. Pickleball is taking over the land. Get your paddles ready for the inaugural Pickle in the Land, hosted by the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, Rock Entertainment Group, and Top Notch Events. Play in the largest pickleball event in Cleveland on December 15th through December 17th. Get your dinks on, Cleveland. Learn more at pickleintheland.com. And joining us right now is Scott Howson, the CEO and president of the AHL. And Scott, always good to see you. Thanks for stopping here in Cleveland. And I'm just curious, we're about a quarter of the way through this AHL season. Your thoughts on how it's gone so far?
Well, we're really pleased with how it's gone so far. U.S. Thanksgiving is sort of the second starting point for our season. And after you get through the opening weekend, you really have to grind to get to U.S. Thanksgiving. And our numbers league-wide are up, both attendance, revenue. So we're really happy. I think a lot of sports leagues have come out of the pandemic very well, and the AHL is no exception.
Cleveland, why is it such a special market for the AHL? We've got over 13,000 plus here tonight.
Well, it starts with ownership. Obviously, because of the scale of the market, the size of the building, what happens here can't be replicated in every AHL market. But really, if you want a model for how to do things in a bigger city, in a bigger building, this is it. The community outreach, the way they get into the market and really market the team. It's really just a really well-run organization and a model franchise for us.
If you can't make it to a game, regardless of what city you're in, right? AHL TV, how important has that been for the league?
That's a huge success story for our league. We switched providers 5 or 6 years ago, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. It is a paywall model, but it's very affordable. And like you said, if you can't get to a game or you want to see the Monsters on the road, you should tune into AHL TV.
Right, the AHL, we always talk about it here when players get called up, the importance of developing players here in Cleveland and throughout the AHL, but not just players, right? Coaches, front office people, even broadcasters like our own Tony Brown.
That's right. Brand pillar development. That's the AHL. That's what we stand here for. We're here to make sure we develop players, coaches, officials. Almost, I think every official but one in the NHL has come through the AHL. 88% of the players in the NHL came through the AHL. So that's what we do. We're very proud of it. We know our role in this, and we're very proud of it.
I forgot the officials. Sorry, officials. Hey, Scott, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your time here in Cleveland. Look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Always love being here. Thank you.
Thanks so much. There he is, the CEO and president of the AHL, Scott Howson. We've got plenty more to come here in the second period intermission. We are tied 1-1.
At University Hospitals, we're here for the Cleveland Monsters. And we're here for our area's youth hockey teams.
Let's go!
As the official healthcare partner of the Cleveland Monsters, we're here for fast skating, precision passing, and every athlete in Northeast Ohio. With expert sports medicine and world-class everyday care to keep everyone reaching their goals.
Goals are my specialty.
We're University Hospitals, and we're here for you.
Tonight, Dad came with. He didn't want his little sweet potato to be here without him. But now, he really wishes she was here without him. Next time, he'll just let her roll with her new entourage. And he'll only trust SeatGeek with the tickets. Because when she finds her happy place, he can find his way back to the car. The ticketing app trusted by fans. SeatGeek, so fans can fan.
Mariah Carey presents Merry Christmas, one and all.
your favorite holiday tradition, live in Cleveland. Mariah Carey in concert. Performing your favorite holiday songs and more. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, December 7th. Get tickets now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. A magical night with Mariah Carey. Merry Christmas, one and all, at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Maria's ready to buy her first home.
But a down payment and closing costs, those are big checks.
Good thing I have big news. Come on. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, and one you can get only with Rocket. Isn't that a good deal? That's a good deal, right?
Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
Kenny Rhoda welcoming you back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The Monsters and Marlies all tied 1-1 after 2 periods of play. Time now for the Twitter/X question of the night for the guys up in the booth. So, Tony Brown, what does somebody want to know tonight on Black Friday here as the Marlies and the Monsters are tied 1-1?
Well, thanks a lot, Kenny. So the winner of our Ask the Booth question tonight, Tease, is a guy goes by the name Captain Enchilada. You got to love that. At Einstein85 on Twitter. Keith is actually a longtime friend of the broadcast here. But he wants to know, he thinks this team's about the best he's seen from the Monsters in his many years as a fan, and would we agree? And I got to say, this is my 9th season here in Cleveland, Tees, and at least at the start of the year, we know what happened in 2016, but this early in the season, this is easily the most talented and best team that the Monsters have put forth in my time.
Yeah, I mean, you said they're the most talented. I think there's the most skill that we've seen in a lineup for sure, with the likes of Bemstrom, Johnson, Pixelansky, on the back end, Christensen, Blankenberg, and just the depth up and down the lineup. You know, like you said, it's early in the year, so you never know what can happen as the season goes on. But at this point in time, you can definitely stack this team up against any in Monsters history for sure.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that from people around the league too. When it comes to scouts, you know, other staffers, etc. The Monsters are certainly something that's being talked about. As was this first goal for Toronto. As we look at the highlights, Dmitry Ovchinnikov, 7:20 of that second period, finally broke through with the power play goal there on the Marlies' 4th power play, and then this guy showed up, Trey Fix-Wolanski, with that patented one-time blast, and boy, this was fun.
Yeah, Monsters didn't have much going on, but all it takes is one shot from Trey, and that changed everything. He got all of it and was able to blow it by Hildeby.
So that goal at 11:59, assisted by Christensen, tied the game at 1. Here's the stats through 40 minutes of play. The shot differential is still in Toronto's favor. The face-off's pretty close, though. Anything stand out to you?
Just the penalty minutes. The Monsters got to stay out of the box here in the 3rd period. Spent too much time on the penalty kill. It bit them, you know, in that 2nd, and on the 3rd, they want to play 5-on-5 or get their power play to work.
Well, before the game, you outlined how the Monsters could be built for success, presented by Rocket Mortgage. One thing was play with the swagger that comes with being the division's best team, and I think we saw that once that goal went in the 2nd.
Yeah, they definitely started playing with it, and, you know, it's fun. It's 2 top teams in this division, so, you know, they're going for it. And then second key here is Pavel Cheyenne, and he was the one who really held the Monsters in it there at the beginning of that 2nd period. Allowed them to get that goal, and now it's tied going in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's great when you got 2 goaltenders you can rely on any given night, and the Monsters are certainly in that situation this year with Cheyenne and Jet Greaves. We'll take a break. It's going to be an awesome 3rd period, tied at 1 after 2. If you need a beverage, grab it now. The final frame is next.
Drake, obviously, I like. Go with Martin Garrix and Fisher.
All right. No idea what that is. Moving on, you've got some franchise records kind of on the horizon here. What does that sort of thing mean to you personally?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, being here this is going to be my 5th year now. Feel like I've grown up in Cleveland and become. Oh, don't tell me that. All right, I'm not going to never history. All right, another history. Keep talking. We'll see you next time.
Time now for the Labatt Blue Intermission Interview, hosted by Kenny Rhoda.
Trey Fix-Wolanski is our guest here, Trey, and I guess through the first 2 periods, what stood out positively, negatively through the first 2?
Yeah, I think definitely too many penalties. You know, kind of gets us out of the flow of the game when you have all 4 lines rolling and all 3 D rolling. We're Yeah, and just kind of got it over the inside and then called for it from Christie, and he made a great save and passed in the slot. And just wanted to get that one off as quick as possible, and found the little glove.
Are you chirping there to let him know you're there, or is he just seeing that?
Yeah. I was yelling Christie, so, it was a great pass, and maybe if he had eyes on the back, I would have seen him, but he heard me, so that's all that matters.
Speaking of chirping, it looked like Coach gave you guys a little pep talk there or something.
Yeah.
Monsters won and Toronto Marlies won. We're getting ready for the start of the third period here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse right now, though. Let's take a look at our Discount Drug Mart out-of-town scoreboard presented by Discount Drug Mart, the store that saves you the runaround. Checkers win big in Charlotte, 6-3 over Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Grand Rapids up on the Moose in GR after 2. Second intermission in Syracuse. The Crunch lead the Utica Comets 2-0. As we look across the American League action tonight after 2 in Allentown, it's Providence up 1-0 on Lehigh Valley. Rochester and Laval tied at 2 through 40 minutes. Hartford and Springfield tied at 1 after 2 in Western Massachusetts. Through one period in Rockford, Illinois, the Ice Hogs and Milwaukee Admirals scoreless. Later tonight, Texas visits Colorado, and the San Diego Gulls play host to the Chicago Wolves. For Chicago, they have to hang out in San Diego. Also, the Barracuda and Ontario Reign tangle in San Jose in tonight's AHL nightcap. That's it for your Discount Drug Mart out-of-town scoreboard. And with that, we're getting ready for the start of the third period. Let's go back across to the Joe Tate Perch, bring in Jock Callender here. And Jock, give me the keys for the Monsters here in the first maybe 2 or 3 shifts of this third period if they're going to grab control of this game.
Well, start like they did, finish the last 5-6 minutes since the Vic-Swilanski goal and continue on and keep that consistency and get on the forecheck. They were getting in on the forecheck. They were moving the puck and winning battles, and they got to continue that.
Now, Tease, the Monsters have had 4 trips to the penalty kill, only 2 power plays. Another thing they're going to want to try to draw a penalty here, huh?
Yeah, and when you're on the penalty kill, the guys like Bemstrom, Johnson, Vic-Swilanski, they're not on the ice and they're not getting into their rhythm. So, they want to stay out of the box and let those guys go to work here in the third period.
Kenny just spoke to Trent Vogelhuber. Let's go downstairs. What do you have, Kenny?
There from the former goalie of the Monsters, right? He knows what he speaks. Want to play 5-on-5 is what Coach told me. Said, we got to stay out of the penalty box. He liked his penalty kill. 1 for 4, not bad, but he said too many penalties, too many stick penalties. Got to get rid of those stupid penalties in this third period. Play 5-on-5, and he also sang the praises of Chyon in goal. Thought he kept him in the game early.
Wise words from Trent Vogelhuber and from Kenny Rhoda, too. Thank you very much, Kenny. We're now getting ready to drop the puck here on this final frame. And for Trent Vogelhuber, guys, he's seen his team play at times this season, if we're being objective, in an inconsistent manner. But the results have been there consistently with Cleveland 10-4-1 and in first place here. So what does that say about this group and, in a word, the talent that they've got?
Yeah, it's about finding ways to win sometimes. Earlier in this week in Charlotte, I don't think they felt like they played complete 60-minute efforts. But when you have your goalie's playing well, keeping you in the games, you have talent like the Johnsons, the Bemstroms, the Puchas that are going to score goals at big moments of the game and break those games open. So, it looks like it's a similar recipe to success here tonight.
Well, we said talent. That means we have to talk about Ken Johnson, and his season here in Cleveland has been outstanding. We'll take a look at some of his highlights here. 8 games, 14 points for Johnson, and it's just an impression left on the fans, on his teammates, on his opponents. This is a guy with world-class ability as a playmaker, and he finishes too.
Yeah, he does. When he's got that puck on his stick, he's so elusive. He's able to see things that not many guys do. And, the guys who are on the ice with him are finding that out. They got to be ready whenever he's got the puck on his stick.
And we haven't mentioned it today, but it's also a big deal for him to be able to have Jake Christensen in this room. They're very close friends. They skate together, according to Jake, literally on a daily basis during the summer. And Jock, having chemistry with a friend like that on and off the ice, it's meaningful.
Yeah, it's big for him to come down here and know people. You're a little down because you're coming down from the NHL where you want to be, but you come down, you see some familiar faces and guys you like to hang around with. It makes it a little bit easier.
Puck's down. We're underway in the third period from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on Black Friday. Monsters in their black uniforms and Toronto in white. With Jock Callender, Brad Teese, and Kenny Rhoda, I'm Tony Brown. on Bally Sports Great Lakes. So tied at 1. Here we go. Monsters in search of their first lead as Stanislav Svozil will send this one off that curved glass at the end of the Toronto bench. So technically that puck was out of play. We'll halt time just 33 seconds into this final period. Monsters will continue and in fact conclude this every other day stretch here. I want to go back to that for a minute here, Tease, because while it's typical in the NHL, it's anything but in American League scheduling to have 6 games over the course of 10 days, but that's what the Monsters have been dealing with.
Yeah, and they've been a lot of travel involved too, going to Charlotte, back from Charlotte, getting back on the bus tomorrow to Toronto, so it's an NHL schedule with AHL travel.
Yeah, it's in a way it's fun, in another way it's not.
I'm trying to make it NHL travel, Tease. Trying.
Doing a great job, Jocko, as always. Icing here against the Toronto Marlies. While we have a second, fans, the Caps and Monsters have teamed up with Tito's Handmade Vodka to support Assists for a Cause. For every assist made by the teams this year, Tito's will donate $10 to Cleveland Metro Park Zoo to secure a future for wildlife by supporting the Andean Bear Conservation Alliance. Fans can now donate and qualify for a Cleveland Metro Parks grand prize. Visit clevelandmonsters.com/assists for more details. Monsters off this face-off. Oh, had Johnson thinking Michigan there on the eve of the game. He almost added another highlight, but rolled off his heel.
Yeah, that's just a creative player thinking of, that was the right play in that situation. He just well pulled it off.
Here's Gambrell, right circle for Toronto. Marlies led this game 1-0. Monsters tied it, and now anybody's contest as Chayan makes a save on a shot from Ripeye that didn't have a lot on it. Face-off will come right side of the defensive zone. Here's Pavel Chayan. Tease, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on his evolution from when he first arrived with Cleveland, his time spent in the ECHL, and now what we're seeing this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's such an athletic, explosive guy that, he's learning that he doesn't have to use it all the time. He can use his size, and then when the situation calls for it, he's able to use that athletic ability and the flexibility and those strengths that he has, but he's really calmed his game down.
Marlies control left point, Ripeye with a long shot blockered away by Chayan near the ice. Now this is Bjork on the backhand, floating one back to the Toronto zone. 2 minutes have already gone by here in this third period. We're tied at 1. Puck at center, Ripeye wedges it. This is Blandisi now, got past Sweezy, watched by McCown. McCown was successful in throwing his hands in the air to communicate to the officials he couldn't possibly have done anything wrong. Now the puck comes into that right circle for Ellis, opens his hips, chased by McCown, centered one. I think that hit the goal stick of Chayan, popped in the air. Now this is controlled again by Ellis, rink wide, here's Miller, long shot. Chayan was stationary, he's in perfect position to make the save.
Yeah, nice job by Marcus Bjork, keeping the Marlies forward from getting in front of Pav, and he's gonna stop that one all day.
That was Pav getting his stick out, taking that pass away. Good job using his stick there.
Well, I have word from the Monsters ticketing department here that the total attendance tonight will be over 13,000, and it's officially going to be the largest crowd in the Fieldhouse since the 2018-19 season. That is spectacular and a testament to the fans as always, but it feels like it, doesn't it? It's got that electricity again tonight. That's what makes this place special.
Yeah, it does. It feels like a big game here. Just the fans have brought it. They're excited to be here watching Monsters hockey, and they've come out to see a really good first place team here.
And our thanks to the great Matt Callister for that statistic, as he does an amazing job running the ticket department for the Monsters, and has forever.
Still early in the season too, only more better games to come.
Yes, indeed. Monsters tied at 1 here, 3 minutes into the third. Making a first impression against the Toronto Marlies. These two teams will be back at it in Cleveland's next game. That's Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon up at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Great building, one of my favorite road barns. Puck dropped around the end wall. This is nudged onto the stick of Meyer. He'll turn and fire. Jammed his release there. Now Blankenberg follows for a deflected offering that goes out of play. 16:41 left in regulation. Nick Blankenberg, you just cannot overstate his importance to the Monsters this season. When you look at his numbers specifically on the power play, he's either in the lead or tied for the league lead among defensemen. Goals, power play assists, power play points. but he plays in all situations, and he's been a revelation.
Yeah, he has, and you can see, even though it's only his second-year pro, he's paired with rookie Stan Sposville because, you know, of what a calming presence he is on the back end there, and someone that Stan can read off of and learn from.
Monsters looking for their first lead. The puck tracks through the Toronto zone for Kokkonen. He'll toss it up the wall. Gaunt, strong on his stick there, held the line. Now it is Kokkonen and Meyer again colliding in the corner. Behind the Toronto net, one captain takes it away from the other. Gaunt feeds it to Blankenberg to the left. Sposel floats it, knocked down Meyer, follows it with a shot, save, and on the rebound, just brushing it off the backhand was Gaunt as it's hoisted to center.
Yeah, nice job by Carson Meyer finding those rebounds, and Gaunt just couldn't get that third opportunity to go.
Puck forced back, not out of the zone though by Toronto as Gaunt sends it around the end boards. Fix Wolanski is looming. The puck wedged out by Kiefer Bellows, and eventually it'll be Blankenberg to retrieve inside his own line. Across to Stanislav Sposel, now Blankenberg. Blankenberg ahead to Kent Johnson. Backhands this one into the Toronto zone. Trickles back for Rifai. Abrazizi hacks it to center, now it's Johnson. He'll step across the line. Johnson atop that right circle. Had it taken away by Abrazizi. Now it's Miller for Toronto. Zach Solo got it deep. Marcus Bjork gathers in that left corner for Cleveland. Puck got away from him though. Abrazizi spiked it towards Rifai off Johnson's stick. Rifai now sends it back behind the goal line. Taken away by Gambrell, but here's Bjork to staple him up, and that allows Bemstrom to generate possession. Found Pucha. Pucha puts it on Johnson's tape in the neutral zone. Steps away from a hit by Rifai and was able to offer to the end boards. Now Christensen forces a turnover. Christensen, top of the left circle, leads against the wall, fires one towards the net, blocked off the legs of Miller. Miller scrapes it ahead. Solo couldn't get it past Johnson. Christensen with room, right circle, fires, and that to the far side, sailed wide of the net. Back to Christensen from Johnson, left circle, out through Rifai, curling back, connects with Johnson center point. He's got Corson Coolmans. Coolmans now stuffs to the right face-off dot. This is Sillinger. Sillinger back to Johnson. Johnson loads, fires, and that one crossed uphill to me, but went over the crossbar. And the puck is finally controlled by the Marlies. Solo steps to center, guys. What a shift.
Jay Christensen was the catalyst on that shift. He's playing defense. He's down below the Marlies goal line on the forecheck, getting the puck and creating, starting that offensive shift to go.
And he's still out there. There he came again, and now he hustles back. But watch out, Blandisi with a backhander. And that one wide to the right post of Chayan along the ice. Back out for Lajoie. Feeds to his right. Now Lajoie gets it back. Bouncing off the legs of the defender. That was McCown. The puck is able to be gathered. Blandisi into the slot. Ellis tried to spin and fire and failed to do so. Astra Simone out to the right point. It's fed to Lajoie. Now it's Ellis turning, shooting, saved by Chayan. It's back in front and off the crossbar. Oh, from point-blank range, Blandisi couldn't put it home. Now it's off the right post. And a follow-up shot for Lajoie. Careens away, and the Monsters still can't clear. Astra Simone airmails one off the glass. Now it's spiked back out, and a long shot causes at long last the left leg of Chayan to push the net off, and we can all catch our breath.
Chaos in front of the Monsters net there. The red light went on, but the ref signaled no goal.
And it hit the
We'll see
crossbar.
if anything comes of it. We'll be back with more in a moment. Monsters and Marlies tied at one with tension rising. .15 left in the third. Monsters and Marlies are tied at 1. We've got Cleveland centerman Sillinger kicked out of this faceoff. That was a crazy couple of shifts there, Brad and Jock. First in the O zone for Cleveland with Christensen and Johnson, all those guys churning. Then in the defensive zone, Monster is going to be guilty of icing here. And this will give us a chance to look at that last in-tight play. It went off the crossbar. You're right. The goal light did go on for a moment, but our guys in the control room have the definitive look, and here it is.
Yeah, just rebound off Cheyenne. He's sprawled with his right leg and right off the bar along the line, and looks like Christensen helped it get away from the crease as well right there. But great job by the ref there calling out no goal.
Yeah, and Jock, that's a nice move by Blandisi. He had the presence of mind to toe drag that back in front and then put it skyward. He almost got it to go.
Yeah, great patience there by him. That was a good shit. The Monsters, had all that pressure, and a couple guys got stuck out long, but then they had opportunity like twice to get the puck out, and a couple guys just didn't get the puck out, which can get you stuck in your zone for a long time.
I'd like to have seen a timer on Jake Christensen's shift on that one.
So it's icing against Toronto. We're back in the offensive zone here. Gaudette getting a shift here with Pearson and Butler, the two rookies. Draw controlled by Toronto. They'll push it behind the net. Skated by Petronero as far as the stick of keeper Bellows. He toe-picked and fell down. Now it's Gaudette. He draws a penalty. The former UMass captain in his first American League appearance of the year after a great stint in ECHL Cincinnati. He makes an impact on the game by drawing the call. And when we come back, the Monsters are going to have a power play. We'll keep it here through the break that is, but we'll take a look at the penalty here, guys. And there's a key here, Jock, and that's that Jake kept his feet moving.
Yeah, he's played very well tonight. Although that line hasn't seen a lot of ice time, they've been effective when they've been out there. With all the penalties and stuff, they just haven't seen as much ice time.
There is Bellows, and so he will wait to serve his time. Hey fans, don't miss a minute of AHL action this year with AHL TV. Watch every game live and experience the thrills and excitement of AHL hockey, featuring cutting-edge technology, interactive features, and fan-friendly subscription prices. AHL TV is available on multiple devices so you can watch where you want, when you want, the way you want. Visit ahltv.com to sign up now. And a very special hello to my folks back in Rochester, Minnesota. They watch every game on AHL TV. Biggest Monster fans I know, and I hope they're recovering from another busy Thanksgiving.
Hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving Day festivities and Black Friday shopping today, and enjoying some hockey here tonight.
And a trip to Toronto tomorrow for another one of these things on Sunday afternoon. Did you guys have a great holiday? We haven't even talked about it. How was your Thanksgiving?
Very good, thanks. My parents flew in from out near Vancouver to experience an American Thanksgiving here, so enjoyed that. How about yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. It was great. Hung out with the in-laws, the Battaglia family over in Willoughby Hills. Jocko, what about you? Good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we're going to have another one tomorrow night with all my kids together, but yesterday my daughter was in town from Cincinnati, their husband, and my mother-in-law, and we had a nice quiet afternoon, some food, a little relaxation.
And hopefully you guys all got that customary late Thanksgiving Day nap. All right, back to work now. Monsters with the extra man. Looking for the lead, midway through the third. Center point Blankenberg, off for a Bemstrom, one-time blast, and that's saved by Hildeby, and he's able to scuttle over and grab the rebound to cover.
Nice job by Nick Blankenberg, drawing the Marlies PK over as he's walking across the blue line, then finding Bemstrom back for that one-time where Hildeby was able to get across to make that save.
This is Cleveland's third power play. They're 0 for 2. Johnson, Blankenberg, Fix-Wolanski, Gauntz, Bemstrom. We talking about the Blue Jackets or the Monsters here? That's 5 NHL talents right there.
So you want on the ice in the third period of a 1-1 game on a power play.
Absolutely. Gauntz on the draw again. Wins it clean. Here's Blankenberg left point. Center blue. Now Bemstrom. Thinks it over. Slides it to Fix-Wolanski. Fix-Wolanski off the half boards. Back down low for Bemstrom. Bemstrom to the back door for Gauntz. He tapped it wide. Monsters still control. Johnson right wall. Blankenberg fell down. Still took the pass. Regains his skates. Slides this one via the wall behind the net. Now it's Bemstrom launching himself and able to help keep that puck in. Now Johnson right circle, cuts back, fires, and that one high to the glove side off glass. Bemstrom shovels back to Blankenburg. 1 minute left in the power play. Blankenburg over, one-timer, and Bemstrom took the stick out of Hildeby's hand as the puck goes out of play.
Oh, again, Blankenburg walking that blue line, feeding it back to Bemstrom. He got all of that one. Hildeby makes the save with the knob of his stick, knocking it right out of his hand.
How about this move for Johnson, Jock, as he cuts to his left to give himself room to shoot?
Yeah, he almost had it. He had that top shelf, and that's what he wanted. He had the cradle. He just missed his spot, but I love the movement on this power play right now. They're all moving, interchanging. It confuses the defense.
Another clean face-off win. Blankenburg trying through traffic to get that on net. Off the glass, and now it is Bemstrom able to push it towards the goal line. Tapped there, past Gauntz. Gauntz, though, gets a stick on Kokanen's clearance. It, however, does get the length of the ice. 35 seconds left in the Monster power play, their third. Game tied at 1, half the third period left to go. Johnson slides into the O zone. Carries to the left wall. Scrapes it down low for Bemstrom. Slid back to Johnson, past everybody, and now, watch out, Gambrell, a shorthanded breakaway. Gambrell backhanded it wide, and the Monsters catch a break.
Good job by Johnson hounding Gambrell back, and Pav being patient, making that shot go wide.
And Brendan Gauntz doing a good job to avoid a penalty here. He lost his stick, and he really frustrated Blandisi, who thought he could have drawn a few calls.
Well, Blandisi was trying to make it look like a penalty for sure. He was flip-flopping all around.
And then he threw Gauntz's stick, which I don't think you're supposed to do either. Back out to center. This is now McCown. McCown sends it off the dasher. Penalty's over. Monsters 0 for 3 with the extra man. Toronto back to 5-on-5, and half the third period is left. Into the O zone, it's Meyer. Tried to take it from Josiah Slavin, nearly did. Slavin forward. This is Ovchinnikov. He's got the Marlies goal. His pass knocked out of midair by Sposel. Sposel up the left wing boards. Pucha nudged it ahead. Giving chase was McCown. Now it's Ovchinnikov for Toronto. Left wing forehand entry. Tries to play it to the high slot. Falling down was Slavin. Down from the left point, Petronero gets it behind the Monster goal line. Now Solo walks out towards that left point. Changes direction. Slapping at it was Pearson. This is Ovchinnikov now, and in front of the net, Christensen is able to get that puck squarely on his stick to push it off glass and avoid icing as Pearson makes life difficult for the Toronto defense. Hard hit from Butler, ripples the glass there as the tension continues to elevate and rise as the game goes on, but icing here as the Monsters will have a drawback in their own zone.
You can feel the intensity rising here in this third period. Two really good teams fighting for points in this North Division. You can see that Gambrell's shorthanded breakaway attempt here with Johnson hounding him from the backside.
Yeah, good speed there by Johnson.
Took the words out of my mouth, Jock. Yeah, he had a lot of great effort to get back into position to help his netminder have the best chance.
You know, when you see him carrying the puck and stuff, he's changing speeds, changing direction all the time. You don't see him in a straight line that often.
Here come the Marlies once again. They've been able to generate a bit of momentum here these last few shifts. Only scoring in the game came in the second period after a 0-0 first. Sent in front, watch out, it's Shaw. What a save by Chayan as he's able to get there, denying the Marley captain. Lajoie left point. Off to his right. This one forced down. Now, tossed towards the net, and it was there for a moment, but Kuhlman's got out his mop and bucket and cleaned up that mess. Back out to center, pivoting, it's Niemela. Now, fed left circle, watch out. Holmberg with it there. Wedge behind the Monsters net. It's Blankenburg, absorbs a big hit there from Bellows, as does Butler. And now it is Corson Kuhlman's able to grab it right corner and flick one into the air, but Solo gloves it. If you're gonna lob it to center, you gotta get it higher than that. Now another one for Chayan. He's keeping his team in the game here in a critical moment, Tease.
Yeah, with less than 10 minutes, you gotta be strong getting these pucks out of the zone. A couple soft plays by the Monsters.
Here's Riffey nudging into the corner. Solo crunched there against the wall by Blankenburg. Now Now the puck chased out to the neutral zone. Abrazizi across. Dumped in by Rifai. Off the glass. This is hoisted by Blankenberg onto the stick of Abrazizi. Down low, he's got Gambrell. Gambrell off the left wall. Left point, Petronero. Slides it to his right. It's Tommy Miller. Back to Petronero. Shoots one, and Chayan stays it through a screen. Snares it with ease, and stops the clock as we will take a break. 7:36 left in the third. Monsters won, Marlies won, and that's one great goaltending performance from Pavel Chayan. Monsters won, Toronto Marlies won. Great energy in the building tonight. And hey fans, the Modelo Fan Cruiser is an amazing addition to the Monsters Game Night Experience offering list here. Packages start at just $50 a person. They include 8 lower level center ice seats, a Modelo beer, a commemorative puck, and a video of your group's moment in the Fan Cruiser Spotlight. Book your Modelo Fan Cruiser experience at clevelandmonsters.com/Fan Cruiser. Now, my son Dylan rode on the Fan Cruiser with his grandparents and his mom at a recent game. That was weeks ago. I've heard about it 15 times a day since, for you parents out there. Just
Experience
FYI.
of a lifetime.
Yeah, apparently. And he thinks that's a part of every game experience for him. At the field house, he's going to have to learn. 7:15 left in the third. Puck tossed out to center. Retreating here. He's Kokkonen. He's able to connect with Petronero now. Astra Simone off the rush. Rink wide off Blandisi's right skate blade. Swatted to Ellis now. Left corner for Toronto. Curls right into the referee, and some help there from the official in denying that chance to shoot.
Ellis said a look back at the ref, looking at him like, what are you doing there?
Getting out of the way at the last moment was Lajoie. He would have been run over by Puccia. Now Mastra Simone for Toronto, feathers deep. 6.5 left here in the third. Who's it going to be to push the pace here? Why not Trey Fix-Wolanski? He's got Cleveland's only goal. Generates speed at center. His pass knocked down on the offensive blue line, but he's right back to squelch a Toronto feed, and Trey rifles it deep. This one forced back into that left corner for Lajoie to lob one out to center. Monsters push back across the Marlies line. 6 minutes left in the third, tied at 1. The shots are lopsided in the Marlies' favor, 33-18. I'm not sure the scoring chances are, though.
Yeah, Monsters' opportunities that they've had have been, good looks at Hildeby for sure.
Sent around the end boards. Here's Sweezy down to a knee, but that puck was on edge and was too hot to handle. Back to Malatesta. Malatesta ahead. Here's Owen Sillinger. Sillinger hits the offensive blue line. Sends it across. Malatesta couldn't grab it in stride, but centered one, hoping for McCown. And now Hunter has it on the left wing wall. Cross to Kuhlman's right point. Off the end boards, bounces behind the net. Malatesta, watched by Miller. Throws a hit onto the end boards there on Holmberg. And now this is Sillinger, rink wide. Sweezy firing off escape. Bounces down now as Kuhlman feeds it to the end boards. Hunter McCown reverses direction. McCown up to the right point. Kuhlman's had to head out to center ice. He pushed it back to the Toronto zone, not for long. Holmberg into the O zone. On his forehand without reinforcement. Sent it wide of the net, centered in front. Chayan denies solo from point blank.
Innocent looking play, dump in, and then all of a sudden the Marlies had opportunity, solo in front. Pav was there to shut the door again.
Monsters turn and fire from distance. It was Pearson that creates an O-zone face-off. 4:48 left in the third. Guys, it's going to be fun the rest of the way. The final 5 minutes are next. Monsters 1, Marlies 1. Let's see who will be the hero tonight.
University Hospitals, we're here for the Cleveland Monsters. And we're here for our area's youth hockey teams.
Let's go!
As the official healthcare partner of the Cleveland Monsters, we're here for fast skating, precision passing, and every athlete in Northeast Ohio. With expert sports medicine and world-class everyday care to keep everyone reaching their goals.
Goals are my specialty.
We're University Hospitals, and we're here for you.
Jets played kind of the majority of the games, and that's not that we don't have faith in Pav, but it's made him, maybe a little bit hungrier to take advantage of those opportunities, and he's earning another start here today. So both of them are trustworthy goaltenders that do things the right way, and it's only good for us, good for them that they both play well and continue to push each other.
That's Monsters head coach Trent Vogelhuber this morning talking about his goaltending tandem. Jet Greaves, all the stats, but Pavel Chayan now 33 saves in today's game, and he has just been a pillar for this team lately.
Yeah, he's playing with a ton of confidence, and that comes straight from practice. You gain your confidence in practice. He's been putting in the work, and now it's been paying off in the games for him.
4.5 minutes left in the third. Monsters and Marlies tied at 1. And now Cleveland will send this puck to the offensive zone. They're after it. On the end boards, Kokkonen stripped Bemstrom of the puck. Neither player knew that had happened. And now down from the right point was Bjork. Shoved into the corner, now behind the net. Kokkonen around the edge. Down to the left point was Svozo. This skims into the Marlies bench. Halting time, just 4:10 remaining in this final period here. And Jock, it's these moments, tie game, late in the third, somebody's going to need to rise up and make a play. I'm sure you remember lots of times being the guy to do it. Who do you think it's going to be tonight for Cleveland?
Well, the big lines had a few good shifts, they've been so hot. You think that might be the line to come through here.
That's what we call the safe pick right there. But I agree with you. And let's find out together. The crowd absolutely swelling right now as it is deafening in here at the field house as the Monsters try to find a late goal. This puck into the bench right by the other Monsters goaltender, Jet Greaves. Let's take a quick minute to recognize him too, Tease. Of course, you're the goaltending coach for the Monsters. Jet to be leading the league in wins and up there in saves, minutes played. I mean, he deserves a ton of credit too.
Oh yeah, he does. I mean, he's taken another step in his development. He's third-year pro now, and being a guy that's can count upon night in, night out, being consistent. He's done a great job for this team so far this year.
Marlies controlling off the draw. Lajoie to the right. Niemela sent it across the zone. Now this is back to Niemela. Topi Niemela shoulder to shoulder with Fix Wolanski, who took the puck away, and he puts it right on Blankenberg's tape. Up ahead, it's Meyer. Just rolled ahead of him there. Now the puck up the left wing boards. Almost. Here's Blankenberg, deflected shot. It floats high off end glass, stays in play. Back for Blankenberg, stepping down from the point. The puck got past her. Mastro Simone fell down. Now it's Blandisi dropping off. Mastro Simone fires it, hit Chayan. And it careens all the way back to Miller, who was fresh from the bench. Skating down the wall, now it's Riffai, left point. Marshall Riffai back for a shot by Ellis that was immediately squelched. And now Cleveland will pursue, right wall. It is Gauntz elevating on the backhand and heading off for a change.
Nice job by Trey Fix-Wolanski there. Nick Blankenberg jumped down, pinching in. Marley's got it by him, but Trey was able to negate that 2-on-1. Good back check.
And he had a big block in his own zone too on the point shot.
Monsters now working in a rugby scrum. 4 players battling, none more fiercely than Sweezy. Now Shaw comes away with the puck and coughs it up as Cleveland will have Sillinger play it off the wall for Pearson. He's a straight line guy and he's straight ahead into the O zone, trying to drive the net there on Riffai. Instead, he's warded off into that left corner of the offensive end of things. And now the puck will be gathered as Riffai plays it to Miller. Miller floats it off the glass. This one bounces into the air, and it actually goes out of play, and so there is some lobbying going on the playing surface as to the placement of the ensuing faceoff.
It actually hit the referee and went out.
Well, there you go. The announcement just came in-house, 13,345. It's the official attendance again, the largest crowd of the year, the largest crowd since the 2018-19 season here in Cleveland. We just talk about it so often, but it never gets old, and it's something that everyone, including us in the broadcast booth, benefit from. This energy, this electricity, this passion, this emotion that is there to be bitten into.
Oh yeah, it just makes it feel like professional hockey here in Cleveland's alive, and these players feel it for sure. They want to rise to the occasion when you get crowds like this, and looking forward to seeing what happens here in these last couple minutes.
Another icing there against the Marlies, so a chance to win another offensive zone face-off. Johnson on the draw, he's got Puchet to his left, Bemstrom in the slot to his right, and just a little early, he jumped and is escorted as Bemstrom will take it instead. York on the blue line with Svozil. Toronto wins the draw, they slap it around the wall, and this one bounces into the penalty box. Of another face-off coming up here, I believe, back in the Marlies zone. 2:09 remaining in this third period.
At this point in the game, you want to make sure you're safe in all your plays, not pinching down when you don't have help. Strong at the blue lines, not turning pucks over because you can't afford that at this point of the game.
So Gauntz will take the face-off with Josh Dunn not in the lineup, probably your top face-off guy on the team. You've got Fix-Wolanski in the shooter's hole, Svozil right point. Bjork at the top of the slot is the weak side D-man. Carson Meyer to the left of the centerman. This one back, but past Svozil. He's going to go back to grab it in the monster zone. We've got 2 minutes left in regulation.
Gauntz on Wednesday night took 32 face-offs, and he's probably coming up on that number again tonight. He's counted upon in every situation.
Toronto takes away. Abrazizi darts into the O-zone, fires, and a backhand glove save by Chayan as he snares it and confidently pops back to his skates. That's his 35th save of the night.
Yep, a lot of confidence there in Pav. Top of his crease, seeing that puck all the way, no rebound.
Ho-hum, another day at the office.
That's just good coaching right there, Tease.
That's right.
Can't take credit for that. I'm not in the net.
Well, you do a lot of great work with those two guys, and I'm sure it feels great to see a guy like Pavel Chayan progressing here in his career with all the time you've spent with him.
Yeah, for sure. These guys, it's a joy to go to work every day with these two guys. They work so hard and love being around each other too, so it's nice to see them have success.
Topi Niemela sent that one wide of the net for Toronto. Now Lajoie with a shot. It was tipped by Blandisi and just wide. Ellis right point sent one off the end boards. 1:20 left in the third. Lajoie left point here again through traffic, and the save by Chayan. The rebound was unable to be located for a moment by him. Got some help from Blankenberg to steer it out of harm's way.
Yeah, he didn't see that one. All of a sudden it was on top of him, and luckily he's in a good position to make the save.
Sent down deep, the Monsters chase after with 1 minute left in regulation. Rita Blandisi for Toronto, heaves it skyward. Back to the Monsters zone. It is picked up by Marcus Bjork. Bjork to center for Mikhail Puchet. Puchet to the center circle. He was trying to get one for Johnson to skate into. Now Johnson recoils on his own line. 40 seconds left. Slapped at by Bjork. Now Bemstrom has it. Watch out. He's going to accelerate here. Feed it to Puchet. Left circle. Puchet. And his shot never got through. Kokanen put a stick on it as he chased him. Now it's Shaw. 28 seconds left in the third. Ahead to Bellows left wing. Sends it toward the front of the net. Sticked away by Chayan. Now it's pushed forward by Bjork. Past Puchet. Petronero for Toronto to Bellows. And then tripped up there was the would-be receiving party on that pass. No call. 8 seconds left. Bad hit behind the play there as the Monsters dumped it in. Thankfully, Puchet seems to be all right as he was run over by Holmberg, and that's it. Horn sounds. 3 periods insufficient, and we will head for overtime, tied at 1 when we come back. Extra hockey next from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a pharmacist for Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a healthcare provider, good listener, and a problem solver. I've been a pharmacist for Drug Mart for over 30 years, and that's a long time to get to know your patients. And each week we hear as many concerns as there are patients. Just the other day, I special ordered a medication for Mrs. Briscoe, just to make sure she didn't miss a dose. I'm proud that our patients trust me with their pharmacy needs, and I promise that Discount Drug Mart will always be there for you.
The most anticipated rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. Friday, December 22nd. 2 shows, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Tickets on sale now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. A legendary blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Tonight's game was brought to you by Discount Drug Mart, the store that saves you the runaround, and by SeatGeek. SeatGeek handles the tickets so Monsters fans can fan. SeatGeek. Welcome back to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. 60 minutes, not enough. Monsters Marlies tied at 1. To overtime we go. If you're not familiar, just like in the NHL, the teams swap ends 3-on-3 for a 5-minute extra session here. And of course, we'll go to a shootout if we need to. And the manpower situation, should one team take a penalty, will be 4-on-3 until the end of that penalty. It'll be 4-on-4, then revert back to 3-on-3 at the next opportunity. Puck down at center. We're underway in overtime. Who's it going to be? Here's Fix-Polanski into the O zone, dragging the puck. It's taken away from him. Now Gambrell has it. Gambrell, Blandisi, and Lajoie for Toronto. That's the personnel. And down low, here's Blandisi. It's Christensen got a stick on it. He goes through the slot and ends up in the corner as Gauntz tries to poke this puck out of the zone, lost his stick. Now he plays soccer, booting it to Christensen, and Christensen up that left wing wall, tangles with Blandisi. It's fed now to Shaw. Loads, fires, what a save! A game saver for Chayan! And now it's swept away from Shaw as the Monsters give chase out at center. Almost picking the pocket of Shaw was Johnson. Here come the Marlies again. Left circle, Abrazizi has it poked away by Fix-Polanski as the crowd heaves with excitement. Monsters want to calm things down, make a change if they need to. Here's Johnson in his own zone. We're already a minute into overtime. Long pass ahead, Fix-Polanski. One-on-one with Shaw, left circle, shoots, and it's just an eyelash wide to the left post. Big shot right side, and Chayan sprawls back to the right post, knocking the head off as he is able to get into position for a save he never had to make.
A couple big saves by Pavel Chayan in this overtime as the Monsters a little loose with the puck. Was able to come up with a big blocker or a glove save on Shaw here.
Oh man, what's that feel like, Deese, when you see one of the other team's best players loading up from that close in and you know the game's on the line?
You're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about trying to make the save, and right now Pav's pretty locked in, so he sees that guy tee one up in the slot. He's out challenging the shooter, able to read that release and that shot and make a great save with the glove.
Mikko Kokkonen out there alongside Pontus Holmberg. And it's Kiefer Bellows. Monsters have Bemstrom, Sillinger, and Blankenberg. Draw controlled by Toronto. Left circle, it's Holmberg galloping there and turning back towards the wall. He'll be forced to center. Kokkonen with it there. Now Bellows. 3:20 left in overtime. Sillinger chasing. Bellows staple. Puck back to the neutral zone again. But possession is so critical in 3-on-3, and now it'll be the Marlies giving it up voluntarily. Here comes Blankenberg. Blankenberg to Bemstrom. Weaves to his left and at center, hits the red line, now the offensive blue. Left circle, Bemstrom opens the hips. He'll fire it back out high for Blankenberg. Blankenberg center blue, cutting to his right. Swirling in the O zone, and without a passing option, he will relinquish the offensive territory. To center again, Sillinger. Bellows swept it away from Blankenberg. Sillinger there to feed Nick again. He'll send it to Bemstrom now, turns back, and the Monsters want to make a change. Sillinger exits, Johnson enters, 2.5 left in overtime. Bemstrom found Johnson, and too many men on the ice. And Trent Vogelieber is incensed. and he leaps down from the bench. And I'm no lip reader, but we can pixelate that
he is
picture
fired
right there.
up right now. I don't know, you can make that call in overtime. It wasn't like the Monsters were getting a golden opportunity because of that change.
It was right at the same exact time.
Okay, so we're looking at the replay here.
That is a terrible call.
Sillinger coming off, the pass to Johnson. I don't even think that's close, guys.
No.
And so a timeout's been taken here.
You can't make that call at that time, this time of the game. The Monsters got to regroup right now, though.
I mean, you can't even. It's not even a call. It's not even that you can't make it. It's not too many men on the ice. He didn't jump on until he was 2 strides away from the bench, and the puck was back in the Monsters zone.
And the officials they know what they've done. I mean, it's a mistake. People make them. It's just a shame it happens at the most important time of night after these two teams have treated this crowd to a tremendous North Division battle here. But hey, no one's going to feel sorry for you, right, guys? So you have a penalty you didn't deserve. Welcome to hockey. 2:29 left in OT. Meyer's going to go serve it. It's going to be the 5th power play of the game for Toronto. They're 1 for 4. It'll be a 4-on-3 power play. So all you got to do if you're Cleveland is deal with it.
Yep, big kill for these guys. These 3 going out here to try and keep the Marlies to the outside. Let Pav see the shots from the outside. Not let him go through the seams here.
Cheyenne has stopped 40 of 41. Here's Gauntz on the draw. One back by the Marlies. Abrazizi, right point. To the center blue, Gambrell. Back to Abrazizi. And the fans let their displeasure be known in very vocal terms. Gambrell, right circle, slides across, one-timer, Shaw! Oh, what a stop again for Cheyenne! Just another for his scrapbook as he saves the game once again.
Yeah, this time he's going from his left to his right. Shaw one-timed that one, he got all of it. Pab's coming across, gets it in the gut.
Just a blazing shot, and again, Cheyenne puts himself in position. Abrazizi started to celebrate. I think he was just hoping on that play because Cheyenne made a great save. Draw sent back again, Abrazizi. Minute 41 left on the kill. Gambrell right circle. In overtime, we've got 2 minutes left. Abrazizi out high for Shaw, back Abrazizi right dot. On his offhand to Shaw. Shaw at the top of the slot, moving to his right. Slides in, one-timer, Gambrell. It's off the outside of the net. And Abrazizi scoops and distributes back to Shaw, right point. Moves to his left. Left circle, Gambrell. Gambrell now pivots and twirls high slot, right circle, Abrazizi, back Gambrell, now Shaw, reaches out with the forehand of his stick, touches the puck, gathers, skates high slot again. Abrazizi wanted the one-timer, minute 5 left on the kill, now Shaw out of his wheelhouse, reconfigures, Abrazizi back, Shaw, one-timer, it's blocked! It's blocked by Gauntz and cleared! What a gutty play for the man that wears the C!
What a job by Brendan Gauntz standing in there, covering his face. He knew he was going to take that one and was able to stand in and block that shot.
Back into the O-zone one more time come the very dangerous Marlies, right point. Topi Niemela. Down low to Blandisi below the goal line. Back Niemela, taps at Blandisi again. Blandisi right circle, high slot. Niemela leads it. Lajoie down low. Blandisi with a minute left. One-timer, that time against the grain and wide for Niemela. And a free clear for Cleveland. Huge out with Blankenberg and Sweezy, and again Blandisi attacks. 18 seconds left on this power play that seems like it's lasted a lifetime. Out high, Niemela slides it left circle, Ellis to the high slot, right dot, Lajoie waits, that one's off the body of Sweezy. Blankenberg stomps on the gas. He's out through center into the O-zone. Blankenberg fires in the save made by Hildeby. He spits it loose. Penalty's over. We're 4-on-4 for the time being. 20 seconds left. And now what does fate have in store for the final 15 ticks of the clock? Christensen into the O-zone. Left wing, Christensen fires. Glove stopped by Hildeby, and he'll hang on to it. And we've got 9.3 left.
What a job by the Monsters on that penalty kill. Blocking shots, making saves.
It's definitely the time of night to stay engaged emotionally and physically. It's definitely not the time of night to take a penalty for something extra.
Oh, Jake Christensen's all fired up down there.
We'll take a look now at this Monsters penalty kill, guys, and all the individual plays made, none bigger, none more exciting or important than that shot blocked by Gauntz. And here it's Lajoie having all kinds of time, and the Monsters guessing right. It was Sweezy with another fundamental play. It's all he does.
This is an outstanding job by that crew of penalty killers on the Monsters. Being able to stand in there 4-on-3 for those 2 minutes. And now, Ozone face-off with 9 seconds left. Never know what can happen.
You never can. You just got to win the draw. And you talk about you get momentum after killing a penalty. In that situation, the meter is broken right now in terms of momentum. So can the Monsters pull it back? It'll be up to Sillinger. He's got Bemstrom and Christensen with him. 9 3/10 seconds left in OT. Toronto, though, wins the draw. Lajoie feeds one around the left side. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. This will be sent all the way down. The horn sounds. Time expires, and onward we march to a shootout. Tied at 1.
Monsters will take the shootout right now after going down a man in that overtime.
So the shootout rules are as follows. It's a 3-round shootout. Of course, it will progress past that if it needs to. And, well, if a tie remains, as we said, we just keep going until you get a winner here. But Tease, the goaltending performance for Cheyenne, probably the most impressive thing about this game for either team. And now it's going to come down to him again. As a goaltender, did you like the shootout? How much of a challenge is it?
I did like the shootout. I liked, having the pressure and the kind of the game on your shoulders, so to say. And right now, I think the Monsters got to like their chances with the skill they're going to throw out here, and Pavel playing the way he is.
And so the team swap ends again. So Pavel Cheyenne is in net to our left after one game removed from his best game of the year. Now tonight, his best game of the year. It'll be Toronto shooting first. And so in the top of the first round, if you will, it's Dmitry Ovchinnikov for Toronto, left-handed shooter. Swings wide left, has it, attacking, top of the circles. Ovchinnikov in, firing, save by Cheyenne. And now to the bottom of the first round, the Monsters have a chance to take a lead in the shootout.
Ovchinnikov looking low glove there, and Pav shutting that one down.
The man himself, Trey Fix-Wolinski, scored the game's only goal for Cleveland, a right-handed shot. Attacking left to right, has the puck at center, bottom of the first round. Very slow, gains the top of the circles, accelerates now, fires, he scores! Trey Fix-Wolinski comes through again, and it's a 1-0 lead in the shootout.
Great shot by Trey, coming in slow, then gaining speed, quick change of angle, and shot to the low glove.
Toronto's Logan Shaw. Go ahead, Jock.
I want to know what he takes because he has energy upon energy.
Here's Shaw, straight ahead. Second round to the backhand, he scores. Pav went for the lunging poke check, couldn't get it. So it's tied at 1 through 1.5 rounds.
Great fake shot by Shaw there, and Pav bit on it, was able to get to the backhand, put it in.
The man they call KJ, a Michigan man. Left-handed shooter. 14 points in 8 games. Bottom of the second round. Has it. Patiently creeps across the blue line. Weaves to his right. Very deliberately. Now back towards the net. Takes his time to the backhand. He scores! Oh, he makes the impossible look so simple. And Johnson's got the Monsters in front.
That is so silky. It's so hard as a goalie to be able to stay patient when a guy's moving that slowly and fast. That's pretty to watch.
And so now, a save for Pavel Cheyenne, and the game belongs to Cleveland. It'll be Ellis. Right-handed shooter has it, swings left. Cheyenne trying to win it. Ellis to his right, waits, fires, what a stop! And the Monsters prevail! Pavel Cheyenne backstops Cleveland straight to victory lane. In the shootout, a 2-1 win, and the Monsters take it home sweet home in Cleveland.
Big fist pump for Pav there, big win for him. Great job by the Monsters pulling through, getting the big 2 points. The skill comes through in the shootout, Tony.
Holy cow, you guys.
That was ridiculous, that move. That is sick. Going that slow, but his hands going that fast.
So the game-winning shootout goal to Kent Johnson in the bottom of the second round, and the game-winning shootout save in the top of the third to Pavel Cheyenne, who made 41 stops in regulation in OT, and then made 2 more in the shootout to push his record to 3-1-1 in 6 appearances this year. as the Monsters salute the biggest crowd they've seen in this building since the 2018-19 season. This feels like a signature victory, and boy, does it send a message to Toronto and the rest of the North Division. You're going to have your hands full with those pesky Cleveland Monsters this year.
Yeah, 13,000 got their money's worth tonight. What a game by the Monsters, being able to, not have their A game for the first half, but able to come on, stick with it, and come through with 2 points. That's a sign of good teams when maybe you don't have your best, but you still come up with 2, and that's why they're first place right now.
So the first place Monsters stay there. Their record now 11-4-1. They've won 3 straight games. Take a look at the final stats. How about the shots? I mean, it's insane. The Monsters now 9-1 when being outshot by their opponents this year. They don't get a power play goal, don't need one. They win it 2-1 over a Toronto club that never went away.
No, that's the big thing for me there. 1 for 5 Marlies on the power play was the penalty kill when it mattered in overtime for the Monsters to get them to that shootout.
So as the conversation with Trent Vogelhuber that we're waiting to get with Kenny Rhoda is still waiting downstairs. Jock, I'll throw it over to you here. What is the biggest reason for the Monsters' win tonight? It's got to be Pavel, right?
Yeah, Pav's definitely your number 1 star, and just the resiliency. The Monsters were, their legs weren't going, they stuck with it, and once Fixie got that goal, I thought it was a pretty even game after that, and the Monsters just stuck with it. That's great resiliency.
Great resiliency, a great win. Let's hear about it from head coach Trent Vogelhuber downstairs with Kenny, thanks to Labatt Blue.
Coach, you talk about a roller coaster ride tonight here in front of 13,000 plus at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. How were you able to win this one tonight?
Some really good goaltending. First and foremost, they threw a lot at us there, outshot us pretty heavily. But Pav, our goalie, stood in for us huge, and and it was just a tight checking game, and happy to come out with it, obviously, in the shootout there.
Yeah, in overtime, I know you weren't happy with the penalty call, but your guys rose to the occasion. What's that say about this team right now?
Yeah, that's huge, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, obviously didn't love the penalty there, but we dug in, huge blocks, big one from Gonser there. That's what this team's been doing so far is stepping up at key moments in tight games and finding ways to win.
Fixie with the goal to tie it and then to put you up in the shootout. What's he mean to this team?
Yeah, he means a lot. He's been here for a while, so obviously I know him really well, and he brings an energy spark, and obviously he can put the puck in the net as well. So an important part of this team, and again, just happy to get the win.
Kent Johnson's goal to win it in the shootout there, I asked you off camera. I'm like, it seemed like it took forever. Does he work on that? Is it that slow in practice? It obviously paid off.
Yeah, I don't give him any tips when it comes to the shootouts. He knows what he's doing out there, and after having been with him for the last few weeks, there's no surprises with the level of skill he has.
First place in the North. What's been the key to this great start?
I think just playing for each other, making decisions to win, understanding that that's the best for the group, and that's also what elevates each individual. And obviously we've got some pretty good players at the moment that in tight games can make plays and get you the win.
Coach, thanks for this. Congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, appreciate it, Kenny.
Very happy man right there. He wasn't when that penalty was called, but he's very happy right now, and the Monsters come away with a huge win here tonight, guys.
Yeah, we can all be thankful he was not wearing a mic in that moment, Kenny. Let's take a look at the 3 stars here. Third star of the game, Jake Christensen. Christie, of course, had the assist on Fix Wolanski's goal. He's just means so much. Now, 4 straight games with a helper for him. The second star, Trey Fix Wolanski, the man, the myth, the Cleveland hockey legend. He's had the goal in regulation, had a shootout goal. He was the catalyst again tonight. How many times have we said that in the past 4 or 5 seasons? And your first star of the game, Tease, I'll let you handle this one. Pavel Chayan just continues to ascend.
Yeah, right from the beginning of the game, you could tell he was locked and loaded. And beginning of the second period, a lot of penalty kills. He was there keeping the game close and allowed the Monsters to come through in the end.
All right, final thoughts. First over to you, Jock Calendar. This Toronto team is going to be in the Monsters. They're in their rear view, but they're going to be right in the windshield here again on Sunday. What are they going to need to do better the second time around?
Better start, more energy for the whole 60 minutes, but that'll be a great game Sunday. You're in for a treat, Tony. I think North Division, watching Rochester now and Syracuse, Toronto, We haven't seen Utica yet, but there's going to be some great matches in this North Division this year.
You know, Jock, you could always hop on the bus and join us, just saying. Then over to the other side, Brad Thiessen. We talked about the goaltending ad nauseum here, but it's the winning. And each win gets a little bit more confidence into the quiver here for this team. Sky's the limit. Let's just call it like it is.
Yeah, it was a fun night. It's fun. The team's having fun right now. When you're winning, you're playing this way, you're finding ways to win. You know, it's a happy locker room, happy bus rides. You know, those bus rides don't seem as long when you're winning. So, you know, the guys are playing well right now and riding high with that confidence.
And a happy broadcast booth, too. You guys, outstanding job. Again, it's such a privilege to be able to work with the two of you. Great game tonight and great call for you two. Thanks so much.
Good job, Tony.
All right, with that, we're going to say good night. The first place Monsters get another huge win. They do it on home ice in a shootout tonight, beating the Toronto Marlies by a final score of 2-1. We've got a lot of thank yous to hand out, of course, for Brad Thiessen, Jock Callender, and Kenny Rhoda, but also to our producer, Dan Larson, our technical director, Dave McElhatton, and the rest of the very best crew in all of the broadcasting industry. You guys, we appreciate you more than we could ever say. The Monsters, with the win, are 11-4-1. They've won 3 straight. We'll talk to you next Sunday at 4 on the Monsters Hockey Network as Cleveland will head to Toronto for a rematch against these very tough Toronto Marlies. But for now, a victorious Monsters club will bask in a day off tomorrow. And I'm Tony Brown saying thanks for watching and good night from Cleveland.